द ग्रेटेस्ट एनिमे नॉवल हिंदी। लाइक, शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब। उपन्यास बिन ड्रैगन मोनार्क सिस्टम 1C1 आदि ग्रह, सबसे छोटे महाद्वीपों में से एक, डाइंग आइल महाद्वीप। प्रकाश की गति से भी तेज गति से चलने वाली प्रकाश की एक छोटी सी गहरे बैंगनी रंग की किरण अनगिनत सौर मंडलों और ब्रह्मांडों को पार करते हुए एक निश्चित सौर मंडल तक पहुंची। प्रकाश की किरण ने हरे ग्रह में प्रवेश किया, जिसे प्राइमल प्लेनेट के नाम से जाना जाता है। बैंगनी प्रकाश की किरण फिर एक उल्कापिंड की तरह डाइंग आइल महाद्वीप की ओर उतरी, जो इस ग्रह पर सबसे छोटे महाद्वीपों में से एक था। बैंगनी प्रकाश अंततः एज्योर शहर तक पहुंच गया। किसी के ध्यान में आए बिना ही प्रकाश की गति से भी तेज चलने वाली बैंगनी रोशनी एक निश्चित शयन कक्ष में पहुंच गई, जहां एक युवक बिस्तर पर अचेत अवस्था में पड़ा था। प्रकाश की किरण उस युवक के शरीर में प्रवेश कर गई। डिंग, अनगिनत ब्रह्मांडों की खोज के बाद पहला मेजबान मिल गया है। डिंग, सिस्टम सक्रिय हो रहा है 1%। डिंग, सक्रियण 0.88%। डिंग, ड्रैगन मोनार्क सिस्टम सक्रिय हो गया है। डिंग, मेजबान के शरीर को स्कैन कर रहा हूं 1%। डिंग, स्कैनिंग 0.77%। डिंग, स्कैनिंग पूरी हुई। डिंग, 2 होस्टों की यादों को मिलाना 0.1%। डिंग, मेमोरी मर्जिंग 66%। डिंग, मेमोरी मर्जिंग पूर्ण हो गई। आसमान में अंधेरा छाया हुआ था। बादलों ने चांद को ढक रखा था, जिससे चांद की रोशनी अजूरे शहर तक नहीं पहुंच पा रही थी। बिस्तर पर लेटे हुए एक युवक, जिसकी उम्र 19 साल थी, को अचानक असहजता महसूस होने लगी। मैं कहाँ हूँ? अचानक युवक ने अपनी आंखें खोली और चारों ओर देखा। उसने उठने की कोशिश की, लेकिन उसे एहसास हुआ कि उसका वर्तमान शरीर बहुत कमजोर हो गया है। वह अपना सिर भी नहीं उठा सकता था। आखिर मैं इतना कमजोर कैसे हो गया? मुझे जो आखिरी चीज याद है वह इतिहास पर एक किताब पढ़ना था, महान सिकंदर के बारे में। एक पल के लिए युवक ने अपनी आंखें बंद कर लीं। तभी पिछले मालिक की सारी यादें फिर से उभरने लगीं। इसहाक को वह सब याद आ गया जो इस शरीर के मालिक ने बचपन से लेकर अब तक झेला था। तो उसका नाम, मेरा वर्तमान नाम आदित्य बेनिथ है। इसहाक या वर्तमान और आदित्य के रूप में जाना जाने वाला व्यक्ति 21वीं सदी की धरती से आया था। वह एक ऐसी दुनिया से आया था जहां तकनीक ने बहुत प्रगति की है। इस समय उसकी पिछली दुनिया एक वायरस के प्रकोप, देशों के बीच युद्ध और अर्थव्यवस्था को लगभग कुचलने का अनुभव कर रही थी। एक छोटे देश के प्रधानमंत्री का बेटा होने के नाते आदित्य अपने देश की अर्थव्यवस्था को स्थिर करने के लिए एक समाधान के साथ आने की पूरी कोशिश कर रहा था। जबकि इस दुनिया का असली आदित्य अलग था। इस दुनिया का आदित्य ड्रैगन राजा का बेटा था। हाँ, आदित्य खुद एक ड्रैगन था। हालांकि आदित्य के साथ एक समस्या थी, एक समस्या जो उसके दुख की जड़ भी थी। भले ही आदित्य एक ड्रैगन है, लेकिन वह अपने ड्रैगन वंश को जगा नहीं सका। This caused Aditya to be bullied all his life. As a result, he became mentally tired and tried to escape reality by drinking alcohol. Seeing that the son of the Dragon King didn't cultivate but instead had become an alcohol addict, Aditya's furious father, who also hated him for not awakening their family lineage, threw Aditya out. Aditya was thrown to one of the smallest and poorest continents of this world. Aditya was banished from his royal family, meaning he no longer had any rights to the throne. A small noble king of this continent decided to adopt Aditya and pass the throne to Aditya when they died. There was certainly a lucky thing about Aditya. He had something that no one in this world had. Men would die in jealousy knowing what Aditya had. Aditya was the husband of 7 fairies. Aditya's dragon family ruled the biggest kingdom in this world. When Aditya was born, to establish close connections with the strongest and biggest empire, the influential families with big backgrounds decided to marry their daughter to Aditya. So under Aditya's father's order, 7 contracts were forged. The mere reason why Aditya still was the husband of the 7 fairies of this world was because of this contract. If Aditya were to die, all 7 of his wives will also die with him. So when Aditya was banished from his royal family, the big families that once got their daughters to marry Aditya through the contract could no longer do anything, as there was no way to break the contract. The reason why his wives are known as the 7 fairies of this world is that his wives are world-class experts in their respective fields. Each of his wives has goddess titles on their names. If that wasn't enough, each of his wives belongs to one of the 7 continents of the primal planet. His wives were the top beauties of their respective continents, and no other women could even come closer in terms of beauty and power. Any man wouldn't hesitate to sacrifice his very soul to get one of the 7 fairies as his wife. So knowing that Aditya was the husband of the 7 fairies, he was hated almost by every man who has seen or met of one his wives. It's not like I wanted to get married the 7 fairies anyway. Even I who is the husband still have never seen all of my wives, except for 1 or 2. Just remembering all the depressing things that the previous Aditya made, caused the new Aditya to feel depressed. The previous Aditya had completely given up on his life. It was his 7 wives who kept him alive. System. Ding. The Dragon Monarch system is at your service. Ding. Does the host wishes to open the beginner gift package? Open it. Ding. The gift package has been opened. Ding. Congratulations to the host for activating Inferno Blaze Dragon Bloodline. Ding. Congratulations to the host for getting an innate skill of instant learning and adaptation. Ding. Activating the hidden bloodline of the host has gained some skills. Ding. Congratulations to the host for learning the innate skill Fiery Blaze. Ding. Congratulations to the host for learning the passive skill Eruption Wave. Ding. Congratulations to the host for learning the passive skill Molten Bolt. Ding. Awakening Dragon Lineage has increased the host stats. Ding. Stamina 50 जोड़, Mana 50 जोड़, Health 50 जोड़, Agility 50 जोड़, Strength 50 जोड़. Ding. It has been detected that the host still hasn't chosen a class yet. Please choose a class to complete the final process of acquiring the system. Classes are divided into 3 different grades. Normal classes: Swordsman, Spearman, Archer, Brawler, Mage, Medic, Navigator, Spellsinger, Scavenger, Samurai, Scout, Cavalier, Marine, Ranger, Slayer, Mercenary, Binder, Corrupt Mercenary, Emissary, Ninja, Spy, Butcher, Tank, Assassin, and so on. Rare classes: Puppet Master, Bishop, Trapsmith, Viking, Maiden, Mystic Knight, Windwalker, Crusader, Trickster, Beastmaster, Mudhunter, Ghostwalker, Sky Mage, Battle Mage, Paragon Knights, Demonologist, Dread Weaver, Shadow Seer, Corrupt Battle Mage, Armored Engineer, Corrupted Tempest, Venom Samurai, Demonic Paragon, Pyro Witch Doctor, Demon Conjurer, Battle Brawler, Pyro Legionnaire, Necromancer, Nightwalker, Night Ranger, Magician, Archmage, Demon Hunter, Arachnomancer, Gunslinger, and so on. Mythical classes: Blade Dancer, Stormlord, Stormsinger, Hero, Sunmaster, Wardancer, Dragon Knight, Illusion Sorcerer, Shadow Master, Armageddon Warmaster, Frost Sorcerer, Cataclysmic Seer, Battle Marauder, Warlock, Sage, Lightning Master, Fire Master, Water Master, Earth Master, Wind Master, and so on. Ding. Currently, the host can choose only one class. Whenever the host reaches a new order, the host will be allowed to choose a new class besides the existing classes. The system recommends the host choose a mythical class. Being a dragon, only a mythical class can benefit the current host. Looking at the list of almost endless classes, Aditya nearly fainted. There were so many classes out there. He is not even sure which class he should pick. From memories of the previous Aditya, each person in this world has a class. When a child reaches the age of 15, they are required to choose a class. Each class comes with its own unique set of skills and powers. Each class has its unique cultivation manual. Looking at the almost endless list of mythical classes, Aditya realized that some classes were not known to the people of this world. Most of the mythical classes on the list were either extremely rare or not known to the residents of this world. Since my bloodline already has given me fire powers, even though I am tempted to choose magic type classes, for now, I will go with a class that gives me an advantage with my physical stats. I will go with War Dancer. Ding. The host has chosen a mythical class. Ding. Stamina 20 जोड़, Mana 20 जोड़, Health 20 जोड़, Agility 20 जोड़, Strength 20 जोड़. Ding. Congratulations to the host for gaining a new innate skill Weapon Mastery. Ding. नया निष्क्रिय कौशल साइलेंस माइंड प्राप्त करने के लिए मेजबान को बधाई. डिंग. माइथिकल क्लास वॉर डांस से संबंधित अधिक कौशल या तो प्रशिक्षण के माध्यम से या स्तर बढ़ाकर हासिल किए जा सकते हैं. जब सारी घंटियां गायब हो गईं, तो आदित्य को अब कोई कमजोरी महसूस नहीं हुई. पहले तो वह अपना सिर भी नहीं उठा पाता था, लेकिन अब उसका पूरा शरीर ऊर्जा से भरा हुआ था. मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है जैसे मेरा पुनर्जन्म हुआ है. आदित्य इसे महसूस कर सकता था. यह नई तरह की ऊर्जा उसके खून के साथ बह रही थी. यह उसका मन था, उसका हृदय मन का भंडारण और उत्पादक था. गड़गड़ाहट। ऐसा लग रहा है जैसे मैंने कई सालों से कुछ नहीं खाया है। आदित्य को लगा कि अब वह कुछ भी खा सकता है। बिना एक पल भी बर्बाद किए वह जल्दी से बिस्तर से उठा और अपने कमरे से बाहर चला गया। पिछले आदित्य की याद से वह डाइनिंग हॉल में पहुंचा। मुझे रसोई में खाने के लिए कुछ ढूंढना चाहिए, मास्टर। आदित्य जल्दी से रसोई की ओर जाने ही वाला था कि उसे किसी की आवाज़ सुनाई दी। पीछे मुड़ते हुए आदित्य की आंखें कुर्सी पर बैठे उस व्यक्ति को देखकर चौड़ी हो गईं। तुम? ड्रैगन मोनार्क सिस्टम 2C2 01:33। ट्रुविद, मास्टर बेहोश है। क्या हमें उसे उपचार औषधि देनी चाहिए? इस दर पर वह कोमा में जा सकता है, या इससे भी बदतर वह मर भी सकता है। वॉटसन सिंह एक बूढ़ा आदमी था जो पीढ़ियों से बटलर के रूप में काम कर रहा था। 60 साल का दिखने के बावजूद वह वास्तव में कुछ 100 साल बड़ा था। उनके लंबे जीवन ने उन्हें कई महान राष्ट्रों, प्रतिभाओं और शक्तिशाली लोगों के उत्थान और पतन को देखने का मौका दिया है। वॉटसन के लंबे बाल और सफ़ेद दाढ़ी थी। वह एक आम बटलर की तरह कपड़े पहने हुए था। वह वर्तमान में अपने महल का मुख्य बटलर था। ऐसा करने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है। उस कमीने को बस मर जाना चाहिए। वॉटसन के सामने बैठी नौकरानी ने ठंडे स्वर में उत्तर दिया। उसका नाम जूलिया ऑनोर था। जूलिया इस महाद्वीप के सबसे शक्तिशाली कुलीन घरानों में से एक की बेटी थी। जूलिया आदित्य की पत्नियों में से एक थी, लेकिन वह हमेशा नौकरानी का वेश धारण करती थी ताकि आदित्य को उसके बारे में कभी पता न चले और उसका असली चेहरा न दिखे। लेकिन मिस लेडी, अगर हम भगवान आदित्य को ठीक नहीं करते हैं, तो उनकी मृत्यु का मतलब आपके जीवन का अंत होगा। ऑनोर के कुलीन घराने के बटलर और सेवक के रूप में मैं ऐसा होने की अनुमति नहीं दे सकता। एक शक्तिशाली कुलीन घराने की राजकुमारी को नौकरानी के रूप में छिपाने का एकमात्र कारण ये था कि उसे आदित्य को गुप्त रूप से बचाना था, क्योंकि उसका जीवन उसके साथ जुड़ा हुआ था। मैं वॉटसन को जानता हूँ। मैं बस इससे तंग आ चुका हूँ। वह आदमी नहीं, वह आदमी कहलाने के भी लायक नहीं है। उसे इस बात से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि हम जिए या मर जाएं। अगर यह अनुबंध मुझे नहीं बांधता तो मैं कभी ऐसी जगह नहीं पहुंच पाता। मिलेडी, मुझे लगता है। कदमों की आहट सुनकर वॉटसन और जूलिया दोनों चुप हो गए। टैप टैप। जब वह आकृति, जिसका पूरा शरीर अंधकार में लिपटा हुआ था, खाने की मेज पर आए और रसोई घर की ओर बढ़ती चली गई, तो एक क्षण के लिए तो वॉटसन और जूलिया दोनों ही अंदर तक स्तब्ध रह गए। दूसरों को शायद ये पता न हो, लेकिन वॉटसन और जूलिया को पता था कि आदित्य कितना नशे में था। उन्हें उम्मीद नहीं थी कि आदित्य कम से कम एक हफ्ते तक होश में आएगा। डाइनिंग हॉल करीब 50 मीटर बड़ा था। हॉल के बीच में 10 मीटर लंबी और 2 मीटर चौड़ी एक बड़ी सी मेज थी जिस पर कई कुर्सियां रखी हुई थी। मेज पर बैठे जूलिया और वॉटसन दोनों ने आदित्य की तरफ देखा जो रसोई की तरफ जाते हुए खाने के बारे में कुछ बुदा रहा था। मास्टर, आदित्य ने चलते चलते रुककर डाइनिंग टेबल की तरफ देखा। पूरा हॉल अंधेरे में डूबा हुआ था। पूरे महल में रोशनी नहीं थी। चांदनी की वजह से ही वह अंधेरे में चल पा रहा था। The yellow light of the candles that were placed on the dining table made it easier for Aditya to see the faces of his loyal butler and maid, Watson and Julia. When Aditya came here, both Watson and Julia has been working to serve him. Even when all the butlers and maids of this castle left, Julia and Watson never left his side. What is a Julia? Aditya stopped and asked with a smile. Remembering the things both Watson and Julia did for him in the past, Aditya couldn't help but smile. Unlike normal cultivators, both Julia and Watson were able to see through the darkness. Both of them were left astonished seeing the pure smile on Aditya's face. Before, Aditya was always drunk, so he never had any proper conversation with Watson and Julia. This was the first time they had seen Aditya smile. Although Aditya's hair was messed up, his pure smile added more charm to his face. This Aditya looked completely different from his drunken version. The current Aditya looked very charming and handsome. Being a dragon, Aditya was naturally handsome. His face was even more charming without being drunk. Aditya had long dark blue hair that reached his back. He had a sharp jawline and an otherworld handsome face. He was 177 centimeters tall and was about 85 kilograms. Due to his constant drinking of alcohol, his weight has been increasing. What happened to him? He doesn't look like he is drunk anymore. What is this sudden change in the aura around him? Did he perhaps change? No. A man like him can never change. What I am even thinking. No one knew the thoughts going on in Julia's mind. Young master, when did you wake up? Watson, being a man with 100 years of experience, kept his expression unchanged. Since Julia was thinking about something else, she failed to see the changes in current Aditya, but Watson was able to see the changes. Watson decided to not talk about the changes within Aditya for now. I just woke about 30 minutes. Aditya's eyes fell on the dining table. Seeing the food on the table, he felt he couldn't hold himself any longer. Watson, do you mind if I joined you too? Aditya asked without moving his eyes from the dishes that were served on the table. Once again both Watson and Julia widened their eyes in shock. The Aditya they knew would never sit to eat with them. Even though Aditya was kicked out of his royal family, he never forgot his noble etiquette. Aditya never allowed any servants to be with him. Everyone in the castle was ordered to eat after Aditya did. If you don't mind, then you can join us, young master. Watson quickly replied while trying not to show his shock. Since when did he become so polite? Julia asked herself once again. Without thinking too much, Aditya took the head chair of the dining table. Julia was on his right side while Watson was on his left. Watson began to serve food on his master's plate, while Julia didn't stop looking at Aditya, which was making him feel a little uncomfortable. Julia, why are you staring at me like that? Aditya asked with an awkward smile. Julia was been staring at Aditya non-stop. While asking, Aditya also took a few extra seconds to look at Julia. Julia had long purple hair that reached down to her waist. Her hair is always tied in two messy low pigtails with a square fringe hanging just above her purple eyes. Julia had a curvaceous body. Her chest was above average. Despite not using any makeup, Julia was more beautiful than any average girl. Many men in this town have a crush on Aditya. Whenever the previous Aditya went to a bar, there were always some men who wanted Aditya to sell Julia to them. But the previous Aditya always refused to do that. Master, I noticed that you seem different than before. Julia couldn't speak, looking at Aditya, seeing his intense gaze. Julia spoke while lowering her head. There was a small blush on her face that no one noticed, not even Julia herself knew about it. I somehow managed to awaken dragon bloodline. I see you awakened your dragon bloodline. That's real. Say what? Both Julia and Watson dropped their forks on the table as their entire bodies froze in shock. Without being bothered about their reaction, Aditya started to eat as if the more time he wasted, the more hungry his stomach was getting. After an entire minute passed, both Julia and Watson recovered from their shock. Seeing Aditya eating calmly, Julia didn't know whether he was lying or not, even though she felt the changes within his body. Before there was no mana surging throughout Aditya's body, but now there was not much mana in this body. Master, is it really true? Watson asked. Aditya could hear Watson's voice trembling in excitement. Gulp. Swallowing down the piece of bread, Aditya nodded his head. Today when I woke up, something strange happened. After that, I discovered my entire body has changed. Master, what bloodline did you manage to awaken? Aditya's royal family's bloodline has various types of heavenly dragons, bloodline mixed in it. So it was totally random which bloodline one would awaken. In the world of cultivation, bloodline plays a very important role in determining the power of an individual. For dragons, awakening their bloodline means they are bound to reach great heights. My bloodline is Inferno Blaze Dragon. Young master, are you really sure it is an Inferno Blaze Dragon bloodline? Aditya just normally nodded while eating. Why both of you are reacting this way? Is Inferno Blaze Dragon bloodline that powerful or what? Aditya had zero knowledge about the dragon bloodline. Since he never managed to awaken his bloodline, he stopped studying about them. Julia and Watson looked at each other and sighed. This was their Aditya, there was no doubt about it. At first, Watson suspected that this Aditya was a fake, but seeing his uncaring and unsurprised attitude, it was clear that this Aditya was their master. Master, you might not know it, but Inferno Blaze Dragon bloodline is very rare. Though the bloodline is not strong enough to compare with the bloodline of the royal family. In thousands of years, the young master is the first person to awaken Inferno Dragon bloodline. By the way, Watson, I have been meaning to ask this for a while. But what happened to the light mosses of our castle? In this world, light mosses are a special kind of moss that glows brightly in the darkness. Usually, These mosses are used for lighting houses and streets. Not everyone in this world could afford these mosses as they were a little expensive and rare. Master, don't you remember, a week ago you sold all the light mosses to buy alcohol? For some reason, Aditya felt Julia was mocking him when she said those words. Sigh, Aditya put his on his forehead and sighed. Just how low the previous me had fallen to even sell the mosses of this castle. No wonder everything was so dark in the castle. It looks like years of drinking alcohol have emptied the treasury. I doubt there is any money left to even pay Watson and Julia's salaries. The previous Aditya had sold many things just to get money for alcohol. He even dismissed all guards and maids of the castle to save enough money for wine. Even the food that Aditya was eating was the food that was meant for low-class families. The food was also bought using Watson's money. It looks like I have to go through the budget reports and secure at least enough money to buy daily necessities. Young master, are you okay? Watson worriedly asked. How can I be okay, Watson? At this rate, we will be brought to the streets. I have to secure enough money to pay the debts and start my future plans. Being a man who worked under his grandpa, who was the prime minister of a country, Aditya knew everything there is to know about ruling a kingdom. In this mind, Aditya already had some thoughts on improving the conditions of his tiny kingdom. But to do that, he would need funds. Young master, are you out of money to drink alcohol again? Watson mistakenly assumed that Aditya wanted money for his wine. Hearing Watson's question, Aditya felt embarrassed and ashamed of himself. It was because of this his loyal butler and maid were suffering. No, from now on I won't drink anymore. Let's not talk about this now. When we are done eating, Watson came with me to my study room. Not understanding why Aditya suddenly looked so changed, both Julia and Watson continued to have their food. By the way, did the nobles pay their taxes yet? Although this kingdom was one of the smallest kingdoms in this world, Aditya still had 2 nobles working under him. वाटसन ने खाना बंद कर दिया क्योंकि उसके चेहरे पर एक उलझन भरी नजर आ रही थी। युवा मास्टर, बात यह है कि हाल के वर्षों में दोनों रईसों ने कोई भी कर देना बंद कर दिया है। यह अफवाह है कि वे दोनों पड़ोसी राज्यों के साथ मिलकर काम कर रहे हैं और मास्टर को उनके शासन से उखाड़ फेंकने की योजना बना रहे हैं। अब तक हमने कम से कम सैकड़ों हत्यारों को मार गिराया है। हाल ही में हत्यारों की संख्या में केवल वृद्धि हुई है। मैं समझ गया। आदित्य के चेहरे पर एक हड्डियां जमा देने वाली मुस्कान उभरी। चूंकि किसी तरह से वे उसकी हत्या की योजना बना रहे थे, इसलिए उन्हें उनसे बचने की कोई जरूरत नहीं थी। ड्रैगन मोनार्क सिस्टम 3C3 रात के 12:01 1:40। ट्रुविद, इस दुनिया में साधना कई क्रमों में विभाजित है, 0 क्रम से लेकर 9वें क्रम तक। इस दुनिया में हर किसी को साधना करने की शक्ति नहीं मिली है। आदित्य भी ऐसा ही था, लेकिन अब अपने वंश के जागरण के साथ आदित्य साधना कर सकता है। यहाँ तक कि जो लोग साधना कर सकते हैं, उनमें से हर किसी में दूसरे क्रम तक पहुँचने की प्रतिभा नहीं होती। इसलिए लगभग 60% से 70% साधक हमेशा पहले क्रम पर ही अटके रहते हैं। दुनिया की लगभग 65% आबादी में खेती करने की क्षमता नहीं है। हालांकि हजारों सालों के शोध और विकास के बाद इस दुनिया के लोगों ने एक ऐसा तरीका खोज निकाला है जिससे खेती करने की क्षमता न रखने वाले लोग भी मजबूत हो सकते हैं। साधना पथ को 2 पथों में विभाजित किया गया है, बाह्य साधना और आंतरिक साधना। जो लोग साधना नहीं कर सकते वे बाह्य साधना का उपयोग करते हैं, जिसमें शरीर को मन से मजबूत बनाना शामिल है। जबकि आंतरिक साधना नियमित साधना है, जहां व्यक्ति मन का उपयोग करके तात्विक शक्तियों का उपयोग कर सकता है। एक निश्चित अवस्था तक पहुंचने के बाद कोई व्यक्ति तत्वों का उपयोग कर सकता है, या तत्वों का उपयोग करने का दूसरा तरीका एक तत्व प्रकार की रक्त रेखा होना है, जैसे कि आदित्य के पास अब इन्फर्नो ब्लेज ड्रैगन रक्त रेखा है। 5 प्राथमिक तत्व हैं अग्नि, पृथ्वी, जल, वायु और बिजली। 5 प्राथमिक तत्वों के अलावा कुछ ऐसे व्यक्ति भी हैं जिनके पास मुख्य रूप से उनकी रक्त रेखा के कारण या उनके साथ पैदा होने के कारण दुर्लभ तत्व हैं। साधना की दुनिया में केवल वे लोग ही सबसे अधिक लाभ उठा पाते हैं जो अपने वंश को जागृत करने के लिए भाग्यशाली होते हैं। वंश को जागृत करने से सैकड़ों लाभ मिलते हैं। ये शक्ति बढ़ा सकता है, साधना की गति बढ़ा सकता है, पुनर्प्राप्ति की गति बढ़ा सकता है, उपयोगकर्ता को कुछ दुर्लभ तात्विक शक्तियां दे सकता है, और भी बहुत कुछ। यद्यपि आदित्य ने कभी खेती नहीं की थी और उसे अभी भी 0 क्रम माना जाता था, लेकिन जब उसने सिस्टम की मदद से अपने वंश को जागृत किया तो उसके आंकड़ों में भारी वृद्धि हुई। युवा मालिक, हमारे पास सिर्फ 100 सिपाही और एक दूसरे दर्जे का गार्ड है। 100 सिपाही के अलावा बाकी सभी ने सेना छोड़ दी क्योंकि हम उन्हें समय पर वेतन नहीं दे पाए। वॉटसन की बातें सुनकर आदित्य को लगा जैसे उसके दिल में कोई अदृश्य तीर लग गया हो। चूंकि नए और पुराने आदित्य की यादें एक हो गई हैं, इसलिए दोनों मूल रूप से एक ही व्यक्ति बन गए हैं। वर्तमान आदित्य को अपने पिछले स्व की यादें हैं। ये जानते हुए कि शहर में सभी के दुख का कारण वही है, उसे इस बात का बहुत पछतावा हुआ। If the nobles had paid their taxes on time, I think our current situation would have been much better. The previous Aditya had left all the financial work on Watson's shoulder. It's miracle that this castle was still standing given the large number of debt that was taken to run the castle. In this world, 100 silver was worth 1 gold while 100 gold coins were worth 1 royal gold. Counting all the debt that the current Aditya had in his name, he needed to pay 50 royal gold coins. Generally, 1 gold is more than enough for a middle-class family to cover their expenses for 1 month. Even if Aditya decided to sell some of his lands, he still wouldn't have enough money to pay off the debt. Also, given how small his territory was, selling his land was an option for him. Master, not just the nobles, even the people who are running their business in this city has stopped paying any taxes. Slap. Aditya couldn't help but slap his own forehead in frustration. Just how bad the situation was. As the king of this land, Aditya wasn't feared by anyone. Even the owners of small shops dared to not pay their taxes. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if someone else started to govern this land. Aditya put all the papers down and seriously looked at Watson. Judging from the aura around Watson, it was clear that his butler was a second-order body cultivator. Watson, who is the biggest business owner in this city? It's the Noller family. A few years ago, their family had 2 shops. But now they have 19 shops all around the city. The Noller family controls 80% of the total business of Azure City. For how long their taxes were left unpaid? 24 months, no, actually it's 25 months. Watson, what do you say, shall we pay a visit to this Noller family? Aditya coldly asked. Being a dragon himself, Aditya had pride engraved to his very bone. If someone dares to disrespect him, he won't just sit around and tolerate it. I will follow my young master. Aditya could see that even Watson couldn't wait to wash his hands. Good, then we will leave tomorrow. Yojak Chinh, Yojak Chinh, Yojak Chinh. Scene change _ After leaving Aditya's room, Watson went to report everything to his real master Julia, who was one of Aditya's wives. Meanwhile, Aditya didn't go to sleep. Aditya took some time to check his stats and skills. Name, Aditya Banath. Race, Dragon. Bloodline, Inferno Blaze Dragon Bloodline. Current class, War Dancer. Current class level, 0 innate skill, Instant Learning and Adaptation, Fiery Blaze Weapon Mastery. Passive skill, Eruption Wave, Molten Bolt, Silence Mind. Strength, 70. Speed, 70. Stamina, -70. Health, 70. Mana, 70. Free stats, 0. Instant Learning and Adaptation. The skills boost the user's brain, making the user a genius when it comes to learning and adaptation. The skills will allow enhances the brain by 25 times. Fiery Blaze. This skill allows the user to control fire. Every time the user activates this skill, it will consume 2 Jort mana. The limit of this skill depends on the user's imagination. Eruption Wave. When this skill is used, the user can control lava. Whenever the skill is activated, it will consume 5 Jort mana. The limit of this skill depends on the user's imagination. Molten Bolt. Using this skill, one can fire a lave bolt. Each time the skill is used, it will consume 0.5 Jort mana. The limit of this skill depends on the user's imagination. Weapon Mastery. This skill gives the user knowledge and instant mastery over any weapon that is held by the user. Weapon Mastery increases the power of any weapon by 10%. Silence Mind. A special type of skill that helps the user keep his mind calm on the battlefield. During a battle, the host will stay alert all the time. Yojak Chinh. Did you use that spell? Julia asked while looking at the moon. Standing behind her, Watson replied in a serious tone. I have used this orb to check if the young master was really under some mind-controlling spell. The result is the opposite of what we had expected. No one is controlling the young master. Sigh, Watson, after 2 days' interaction with Aditya, do you think he has changed? Julia has cursed her fate so many times. Being married to a man who is not even a cultivator, and worse, he was an alcoholic addict. If Aditya can really change, then this will be for the best. Watson didn't reply immediately. He remained silent, showing that he was thinking deeply. After about 5 minutes of silence, Watson finally replied. After our 2 days' interaction, it was clear that the young master was very worried about the situation of this kingdom. He looked really angry when I told him about Noble's corruption. I do believe that the young master has changed. As for whether this change will bring fortune or not, even I am not sure. I see, Watson, for we will continue to observe him. Use your power to assist him whenever he needs your help. I understand, milady, but milady, for how long do you plan on hiding your identity? Watson felt now that the young master was showing signs of changing into a better person. It would be better to reveal the young lady's identity. For now I will observe him. Just because my parents decided to marry me to Aditya doesn't mean that I have feelings for him. Next day, Yojak Chin, Aditya, Julia, and Watson had breakfast together. After eating, Aditya took a bath. The whole castle was empty. It was only Julia, Watson and Aditya. While walking around the castle, Aditya noticed that there were some parts of the castle which were broken or about to fall apart. The castle was very old and was in desperate need of renovation. क्या आप तैयार हैं युवा गुरु? वॉटसन ने पूछा। वर्तमान में, वॉटसन ने साधारण कपड़े पहने हुए थे जिससे वह एक आम आदमी की तरह दिख रहा था। यह आदित्य ही था जिसने वॉटसन को अपनी असली पहचान छिपाने और भेष बदलने के लिए कहा था। फिलहाल, आदित्य किसी को भी अपने हाल ही में जागे हुए वंश के बारे में नहीं बताना चाहता था। इसलिए आज, आदित्य और वॉटसन अलग अलग पहचान का उपयोग कर रहे थे। अंकल जैक, मुझे इसहाक कहो। हम राजा द्वारा कर वसूलने के लिए भेजे गए पहरेदार हैं। वॉटसन ने अजीब भाव से सिर हिलाया। वॉटसन को किसी ऐसे व्यक्ति को बुलाने में सहजता नहीं थी जिसे वह वर्षों से यंग मास्टर कहता आ रहा था। युवा मालिक, क्या कोई विशेष कारण है कि आपने अपनी पहचान छिपाई? चलते समय वॉटसन ने उत्सुकता से पूछा। वॉटसन, अगर मैं रईसों को चौंकाना चाहता हूँ, तो मैं अपनी पहचान किसी को नहीं बता सकता। उनके लिए, मैं अभी भी शराब का आदी हूँ। अगर मैं उन्हें अपने कदम के बारे में बता दूँ, तो वे सतर्क हो जाएंगे और शायद सबसे बुरा काम करेंगे, यानी इस राज्य की सारी दौलत लेकर दूसरे राज्य में भाग जाएंगे। मैं समझ गया, युवा स्वामी। सड़कों पर चलते हुए आदित्य को एक बार फिर एहसास हुआ कि इस शहर की हालत कितनी खराब है। ये शहर इस राज्य की राजधानी होने वाला था, लेकिन इस शहर की हालत एक गांव से भी बदतर थी। सड़कें ठीक से नहीं बनी थीं, खुले में कूड़ा फेंका जाता था, जंगली कुत्ते और बिल्लियां हर जगह घूम रहे थे। सड़कों के किनारे भिखारी लेटे हुए थे। घरों का निर्माण घटिया था। कुछ मिट्टी के घर ऐसे दिखते थे जैसे वे किसी भी पल गिर जाएंगे। अमीर व्यापारियों के लिए माल ढोने वाले दास थे। शराबी आदमी चलने के लिए संघर्ष कर रहे थे। शहर में 10 मिनट तक घूमने और देखने के बाद एक सामान्य व्यक्ति भी बता सकता है कि उसका शहर योजनाबद्ध नहीं था। पिछले राजा को इस शहर की स्वच्छता और साफ सफाई पर थोड़ा ध्यान देना चाहिए था। गुरुजी, हम यहाँ हैं। ड्रैगन मोनार्क सिस्टम 4C4 01:37 ट्रोविड। दस्तक दस्तक। सुबह सुबह हमें कौन परेशान कर रहा है? एक बूढ़े आदमी की गुस्से भरी आवाज सुनकर वॉटसन और आदित्य ने एक दूसरे की तरफ देखा। खांसी। गला साफ करने के बाद आदित्य ने पूरी कोशिश की कि उसके स्वर में गुस्सा न दिखे। सर, हम आपका सामान लेकर पड़ोसी शहर से आए हैं। तुम लोग जल्दी आ गए। रुको, मैं 1 सेकंड में वहां पहुंच जाऊंगा। वॉटसन अवाक रह गया। वह काम पर जाने के लिए इस तरह का सस्ता झूठ नहीं बोल रहा था। क्लिक करें। लोहे से बने दरवाजे को खोलते ही आदित्य के सामने एक बूढ़ा आदमी खड़ा था जो वॉटसन से छोटा होने के बावजूद उससे बड़ा लग रहा था। बूढ़ा आदमी एक लकड़ी की छड़ी से अपने शरीर को सहारा दे रहा था। वह महंगा दिखने वाला किमोनो पहने हुए लग रहा था। उसने गले में सोने की मोटी चेन और बाएं हाथ में सोने का कंगन पहना हुआ था। तुम कौन हो? मैं तुम दोनों को पहचान नहीं पा रहा हूँ। बूढ़ा आदमी जो नौला परिवार का मुखिया भी था, आदित्य और वॉटसन के चेहरों को देखते हुए बोला। न तो आदित्य और न ही वॉटसन ने कुछ कहा। आदित्य पहले से ही नॉलर परिवार पर गुस्सा था, जबकि वॉटसन इस बूढ़े आदमी के रवैये को देखकर नाराज हो रहा था। चाहे उसकी महिला आदित्य को पसंद करती हो या नहीं, क्योंकि आदित्य अनुबंध के अनुसार लेडी जूलिया का पति था, वॉटसन हमेशा आदित्य की सेवा ऐसे करता था जैसे वह अपने सच्चे मालिक की सेवा कर रहा हो। किसी को अपने मालिक का अनादर करते देख वॉटसन अपने उबाल के बिंदु पर पहुंच जाता था। हमारे प्रभु ने हमें यहाँ आपके लिए 25 महीने का कर चुकाने के लिए भेजा है। आदित्य की बातें सुनकर उनकी अपेक्षा के विपरीत सैम नाम का बूढ़ा व्यक्ति जोर जोर से हंसने लगा। हाँ, तुम्हारा मतलब है वह कूड़ा जो हर दिन शराब पीता है। वॉटसन ने ये शब्द सुनकर भौहें सिकोड़ लीं, जबकि आदित्य आखिरकार अपनी आंखों से ये सब देख सकता था। नॉलर परिवार जैसा छोटा व्यापारी भी आदित्य से नहीं डरता था, तो रईस उसकी बात क्यों मानते? तुम्हें पता है, मैं उसके महल पर कब्जा करने के बारे में सोच रहा था। मैंने जो भाड़े के सैनिक रखे हैं, उनके साथ उस कूड़े के महल पर कब्जा करना कोई समस्या नहीं होनी चाहिए। मुझे पता है कि तुम दोनों को मेरे लिए काम करना शुरू कर देना चाहिए। मैं तुम्हें दुगनी रकम दूंगा। क्यों तुम? वॉटसन सैम पर हमला करने वाला था, लेकिन आदित्य ने मुस्कुराकर उसे रोक दिया। सर, मुझे आपके प्रस्ताव में वाकई दिलचस्पी है। क्यों न हम इस बारे में उस गली में और बात करें? चेहरे पर मासूम मुस्कान लिए आदित्य और सैम दोनों सुनसान गली में चले गए। आह, बंद करो, मैं तुमसे हाथ जोड़कर प्रार्थना करता हूँ। मेरे बाल नहीं, आह, मेरी पैंट नहीं, आह, रुको, आह। कुछ ही देर बाद चीख पुकार की आवाज से आस पड़ोस के सभी लोग जाग गए। अगले 5 मिनट तक चीख पुकार जारी रही। आसपास के सभी लोगों ने अपनी खिड़कियां खोल लीं और बहुत परेशान दिखे। अरे, इतनी सुबह सुबह क्या हो रहा है? कौन चिल्ला रहा है? कोई ये चीखने की आवाज बंद करो। Fuck my luck, I can't sleep at all. Watson, seeing how angry the people were getting, felt a little worried. The sounds of screaming also brought the two sons of the Noller family. Who the fuck is screaming like a dog? Which son of bitch dares to ruin my sleep? Both sons of the Noller family got out of their house with an enraged look. Both sons of the Noller family, just like their father, were wearing expensive kimonos and gold rings and chains. Another minute later, the screaming sounds finally stopped. Hey, who are you? Spencer, the eldest son of the Noller family, asked Watson when he saw a strange standing in front of their house. Before I answer, I think you two should look at the person whom you two just called a bitch. Just as Watson's words were finished, like a rotten mango, Sam fell right in front of his two sons. Bang! Cough! Cough! When the dust settled down, both Spencer and Robert saw an old man wearing nothing but white dirty underwear lying in front of them. The old man's head was covered in drops of blood, his entire face was swollen and both of his eyes had large dark circles, almost like a panda. There were bruise marks on his arms and shoulders. The old man's clothes were worn apart. It was only due to Aditya's mercy that he let the old man go with his dirty underwear. Aditya had beaten Sam to an unrecognizable shape. Who is weird animal? I better stay from this animal, otherwise I might catch some unknown disease. Robert, the youngest son of the Noller family, stepped back with a disgusted look on his face. He looks like a monkey whose hair has been removed. Ha. Aditya almost fell on his butt hearing Sam's own two sons calling their father money and a weird animal. Even Watson was wearing to keep his usually calm face. His body was slightly trembling, showing his struggle to hold back his laughter. You morons, look carefully, that bitch is your fucking daddy. Both Spencer and Robert exchanged confused gazes and then closely looked at the old man's face, which was beaten into an unrecognizable shape. Even though Sam's face has changed after a close look, both Robert and Spencer realized who this old man was. Father, what happened to you? Father, please open your eyes. Both Robert and Spencer kneeled and checked their father's condition. Guards, hearing Robert's angry shout, all the hired mercenaries came out from their mansion. Within 10 seconds, 20 mercenaries surrounded Watson and Aditya. Spencer coldly looked at Aditya. Don't kill him. I will personally torture this man in front of the crowd. I will wash today's shame with his blood. All the mercenaries were wearing black clothes and covering their faces with black masks. Despite being surrounded by 20 mercenaries, both Watson and Aditya showed no bothered look. Isaac, should I kill them? Nah, Grandpa, you're just chill. I will deal with these insects. Judging from the aura, It was clear that none of the mercenaries' strength was above first order. How dare they underestimate us? Everyone attacked. Aditya was expecting to fight some strong opponent, but here he was stuck fighting some low-level mercenaries. Whatever, free experience points for me. Swoosh. Watson, Spencer, Robert, and Sam, who just regained consciousness, all suddenly found Aditya disappeared from his place. When Aditya moved, the faster around him also seems to move. Everyone was shocked by the display of his speed. Not even 2 seconds had passed, and the killing streak began. Holding the sword in his hand, Aditya moved faster than the mercenaries could ever move. Before they could even react, their heads were severed from their bodies. Ding! The host has leveled up. The host stats have been increased by 1 point. The host has received 2 free points. Ding! The host has leveled up. The host stats have been increased by 1 point. The host has received 2 free points. Ding! The host has leveled up. The host stats have been increased by 1 point. The host has received 2 free points. Ding! The host has leveled up. The host stats have been increased by 1 point. The host has received 2 free points. Ding! The host has leveled up. What's happening? One by one, all the 19 mercenaries' heads fell to the ground. Only the leader of the mercenary was alive. However, seeing the dead bodies of these subordinates, his very soul was shaken to the core. I just gave them a quick death. Aditya appeared behind the leader like a ghost appearing out of thin air. Just when the leader turned around, as his entire body trembled in fear, Aditya grabbed the leader's head and lifted it in the air. Please don't let me go. The leader struggled to free himself from Aditya's hold. Aditya, without caring about the leader of the mercenary, looked at the trio of father and 2 sons. You guys haven't been paying the tax for the last 25 months. Did your Nola family really think that our Lord has forgotten about this? Since today our Lord ordered us to come here, I will get the tax along with interests. Fiery blaze. Sam, Spencer, and Robert, all the Nola family members, widened their eyes as their entire bodies began to shiver violently, seeing a red flame engulfing the leader and burning him alive. The scream of the leader was enough to send chills down everyone's spine. When the flame started to burn his body, he struggled with his might to free himself. Even Watson, who was a man with hundreds of years of experience, couldn't believe what he was seeing in front of his eyes. At this moment everyone was terrified. No one was expecting the man sent by the king would go this far to collect their taxes. This crazy event soon spread throughout the entire city like a wildfire. After a minute of burning, Aditya just threw the leader's body like throwing garbage. After that, Aditya coldly approached the Nola family and crouched down in front of them. You guys didn't pay tax for 25 months. Did the Nola family really think that the king would let you guys go away with this big crime? When I asked for the tax, you instead insulted me and my king. You even went as far as to attack the king's right-hand man with mercenaries. Now, what punishment do you think the king will give to the 3 of you? Looking at those demonic eyes, that seems to reflect the red-hot flame that burned someone alive right in front of their eyes, the Nola family men couldn't stop trembling. Please, sir, take whatever you need. Please spare us. Please, my lord. Sam was a commoner at the end of the day. This kind of scene was just too cruel for him. He and his sons were afraid of death. After seeing how mercilessly Aditya killed everyone in front of them, Sam nor his sons had the courage to resist anymore. Fear had completely taken over their hearts. Aditya smiled inwardly hearing Sam's words. Aditya already had achieved his success. For not paying taxes for 25 months, for insulting the king and daring to attack the king's right-hand man with mercenaries, the Nola family shall be publicly executed to serve a lesson for every one individual living in this city. Furthermore, all the businesses, wealth, and properties belonging to the Nola family will be seized away. Sam's face completely turned pale hearing Aditya's words. Everything was over now. Greed blinded him. If only he had paid the taxes, then nothing would have happened to him and to his family. With Aditya's announcement, every merchant and shop owner felt scared. The news spread throughout the entire city. All the merchants who haven't been paying their taxes for years rushed to pay all the taxes with interest. What happened to the Nola family had scared every small and big merchant in the city. Many even tried to flee from this city. but fortunately, before coming here, Aditya already had ordered Watson to order the 100 soldiers to guard the soldiers and not to allow any merchants from escaping the city. 2 hours later, in front of the public, Nola and his son was executed. This whole incident has left a deep mark on the people of this city. Not even the previous king of Azure City was cruel enough to publicly execute anyone. After today's incident, everyone will have fear in their hearts. The people, merchants, shop owners, and everyone will live in fear. This fear will drive them to pay their taxes on time. Did you hear? The biggest merchant house of the Azure City has been publicly killed by a new king. No way, that alcohol addict can do something like this. It's true, I just witnessed the public execution. Let me give you a piece of advice. You better pay all the taxes with interest, otherwise who knows when the right-hand man of the king will knock on your door. Yeah, I guess. I heard that the security of the city gate also has increased. Standing on the roof of a house, Watson and Aditya observed the reaction of the public. युवा मालिक, क्या मैं आपसे कुछ पूछ सकता हूँ? अन्य बार के विपरीत, इस बार वॉटसन की आंखों में आदित्य के लिए प्रशंसा और सम्मान था। जारी रखें, आपने जानबूझकर भाड़े के सैनिकों को क्रूर मौत दी और नौला परिवार को सार्वजनिक रूप से मौत के घाट उतार दिया। आपने ये सब किसी कारण से किया, है न? चूंकि आप ये पूछ रहे हैं, तो आपको पहले से ही इसका उत्तर पता होना चाहिए। आदित्य ने रहस्यमय मुस्कान के साथ वाटसन की ओर देखा। तुम लोगों के दिलों में डर पैदा करना चाहते थे। तुम्हें पता था कि तुम लोगों के बीच राजा के तौर पर अपनी इज्जत खो चुके हो। इसलिए क्रूर मौत देकर तुमने लोगों के दिलों में डर और दहशत पैदा कर दी। तुमने नौला के परिवार की मौत के जरिए दूसरे दुकानदारों और व्यापारियों को अप्रत्यक्ष रूप से टैक्स भरने का संदेश भी दिया। ये तुम्हारी तरफ से पूरी तरह से एक शानदार कदम था। आदित्य मुस्कुराया और कोई जवाब नहीं दिया। कभी कभी राजा को अपने राज्य से वायरस को खत्म करने के लिए अंधेरे की तलवार का इस्तेमाल करना पड़ता है। मैंने सभी को एक संदेश देने के लिए क्रूरता का इस्तेमाल किया। ये संदेश केवल लोगों के लिए ही नहीं बल्कि शहर में छिपे अपराधियों और ठगों के लिए भी था। योजक चिन्ह। यदि आपको यह अध्याय पसंद आया है तो इस उपन्यास को पावर स्टोन से समर्थन दें। ड्रैगन मोनार्क सिस्टम 5C5 01:46 ट्रोवेद। शाम हो चुकी थी। दक्षिण से हल्की हवा चलने से आसमान हल्का लाल हो गया था। बगीचे में, जो अब खाली मैदान बन चुका था, बैठा आदित्य रिपोर्ट पढ़ रहा था। तभी जूलिया चाय और कुछ नाश्ता लेकर आई। मास्टर जी, मैंने आपकी चाय खरीद ली है। आदित्य ने हैरानी से सिर हिलाया। बजट रिपोर्ट पढ़ते हुए वह खोया हुआ लग रहा था। वह पूरी तरह बदल गया है। जूलिया 2 साल तक अपने पति के साथ नौकरानी बनकर रही है। वह आदित्य की पिछली आदतों को किसी से भी बेहतर जानती थी। आदित्य एक ऐसा व्यक्ति था जिसका पूरा जीवन शराब और वाइन पर निर्भर था। यहाँ रहने के अपने 2 सालों में उसने कभी भी आदित्य, पूर्व ड्रैगन राजकुमार को कैसल गार्डन में आते नहीं देखा। ऐसा लग रहा था जैसे आदित्य, जिसे हर कोई जानता था और घृणा करता था, वह चला गया था। उसके सामने भूतपूर्व ड्रैगन राजकुमार एक नया व्यक्ति है। कल रात जूलिया ने मान लिया कि आदित्य ये सब इसलिए कर रहा है क्योंकि उसे ड्रिंक्स के लिए बजट चाहिए था। लेकिन दिन भर में उसने जो कुछ भी किया, उसके बाद जूलिया को ये स्वीकार करना पड़ा कि आदित्य अब एक बदला हुआ इंसान है। महल में वापस आकर आदित्य ने वॉटसन को आदेश दिया कि वह अपने कमरे में रखी सारी शराब और शराब की बोतलें बेच दे। शराब की लत के शिकार व्यक्ति के लिए यह बहुत बड़ी बात थी। सब कुछ एक मीठे सपने जैसा लगता है, ऐसी दुनिया में जहां आदित्य एक मेहनती राजा है जो इस देश के लिए सबसे अच्छा करने की कोशिश कर रहा है। अगर आदित्य हमेशा के लिए वहां रह सकता है तो मुझे उसकी पत्नी होने और हर समय उसके साथ रहने में कोई आपत्ति नहीं है। उसकी पत्नी होने के बारे में सोचते हुए जूलिया आदित्य की ओर देखे बिना नहीं रह सकी, जो रिपोर्ट पढ़ने में ध्यान केंद्रित कर रहा था। नहीं नहीं नहीं, मैं क्या सोच रहा हूँ? उद्धरण। जूलिया को भी नहीं पता था कि वह क्या सोच रही थी, लेकिन अब जब मैंने गौर से देखा तो आदित्य वाकई बहुत खूबसूरत है। इससे पहले जूलिया आदित्य से इतनी घिन करती थी कि वह कभी उसके चेहरे पर ठीक से नजर नहीं डालती थी। लगभग 99% समय आदित्य नशे में और बेहोश रहता था। शायद अब आदित्य बदलने लगा है, इसलिए अब वह मुझे पहले जैसा घिनौना नहीं लगता। जूलिया अपने विचारों में इतनी खोई हुई थी कि उसे ध्यान ही नहीं रहा कि चाय बह रही है। जूलिया रुको, आदित्य के शब्दों ने कुंवारी युवती को वास्तविकता में वापस ला दिया, जहां उसे पता चला कि उसने कितनी बड़ी गलती की थी। अरे नहीं मास्टर, मैं माफ़ी मांगती हूँ। मैं अपने विचारों में इतनी खोई हुई थी कि मुझे पता ही नहीं चला कि चाय कब मेज़ पर गिर गई। जूलिया ने जल्दी से अपना सिर झुकाया और माफ़ी मांगी। यह 1 साल में उसकी पहली गलती थी। यहाँ 2 साल तक नौकरानी के तौर पर काम करने के बाद जूलिया अब एक पेशेवर नौकरानी बन गई थी। वह बहुत कम ही कोई गलती करती थी। चिंता मत करो, सब ठीक है, आदित्य ने जवाब दिया और देखा कि कहीं कोई चाय कागज़ों पर तो नहीं गिर गई। I will clean this table. Julia was about to leave, but her master's words stopped her. It's all right, you can wash the table later. For now, why don't you sit down and join me for a cup of tea? Aditya already had finished reading all the budget reports. Normally these many reports would have taken at least 3 to 5 days to finish reading, but with his innate skill of instant learning, Aditya's reading and processing speed have increased a lot. After some hesitation, Julia took the chair next to Aditya and sat down. Julia then proceeded to pour another cup of tea for her master and for herself. While Julia was pouring tea, Aditya suddenly remembered something from the past. You know, back when you had just started working as a maid, I remember you used to make lots of mistakes. You couldn't even do the simplest things without making mistakes. Master, please don't mention my past mistakes. Julia felt embarrassed remembering her past mistakes. Julia was the princess of the biggest noble house on this continent. Before coming here, Julia had lived the life of a princess. When she suddenly became a maid, Julia had a lot of mistakes compared to other maids. If it wasn't for Watson covering her, she would have been kicked out. By the master, how much taxes did you manage to receive today? Honestly, Julia was really impressed knowing what Isaac did today. Seeing how Aditya was conducting his work, Julia had a feeling that her master, who is also her husband, will rise in power very soon. Hearing the word tax, a happy and innocent smile appeared on the young king's face. You won't believe how many coins we managed to collect just in 5 hours. First, just from seizing all the assets of the Noller family, we managed to earn about 100 royal gold coins. The public execution of Sam really created fear in others' hearts. The plan worked like a magnet. Without even telling others, all the merchants and shop owners of the city have paid their debts with taxes. Now we have over 306 royal gold coins. This daddy is now rich. Now I have enough capital to start new plans for my kingdom. Julia was taken back seeing how innocently Aditya's eyes sparkled when he held the white gold coin in his hand. I have given Watson the 6 royal gold coins to pay all the soldiers and your spending salaries. I ordered him to use the rest on buying daily necessities for the castle, and also to hire 5 new maids and 2 chefs. This will reduce the burden on your shoulders. Julia was touched to know that Aditya thought so deeply of her. I also have told him to buy some young and strong slaves with the potential to become stronger. But master, why buy slaves? Except for a few kingdoms, almost every kingdom on this continent allowed slave trading. Julia didn't understand why they would need slaves. Julia, I am currently building this entire kingdom from the beginning. I realized that other than you and Watson, we don't really have any powerful warriors. And as the king, I can't always go everywhere. So I am planning on buying some slaves with potential and train them to become a core part of our kingdom. Though I realize that training the slaves will take some time. Consider this as an investment for the future. Julia can't help but feel impressed by how far Aditya was thinking. The more she listened to Aditya, the more fond she was getting of her master. Without her even knowing, she was beginning to look forward to the future where Aditya builds his own empire. While both master and maid were enjoying their tea, the maid, who was the wife of the master in disguise, suddenly had a question in her mind. Master, do you know about one of the 7 fairies, also nicknamed the goddess of alchemy? Hearing Julia mentioning one of his wives, Aditya, without realizing, straightened his back. I do know her, but I never had the luck of meeting her in person. Aditya replied when looking at the sky with a lonely look. While he replied, he or no one at that moment knew what the goddess of alchemy was thinking. Yojak Chin. Yojak Chin. Soon, Watson returned with 7 slaves who were slightly different from the types of slaves that Aditya wanted. Sitting on the old and rusty throne, Aditya sighed and looked at the slaves that his butler Watson bought for him. Watson, who are they? I am sure you have a logical explanation for this. Watson nodded his head and began to explain. Young master, I understand why you want to acquire slaves. I believe bringing them here was the best choice I could have made. Aditya didn't interrupt Watson and let him finish his words. As you must already know, their mana heart was crippled. All of them here are body cultivators, also known as external cultivation users. Even with their crippled mana heart, their bodies are strong as first-order warriors. As long as we heal their crippled mana hearts, all of them will eventually regain their former second-order strength. I personally believe each individual here has the potential to reach at least fourth order. Aditya sighed while rubbing his forehead. Watson, the problem is how we are going to heal their crippled mana hearts. In this whole world, no one knows how to heal a crippled mana heart. Master, I think you're forgetting about a certain person. Even if healing a crippled mana heart is impossible to everyone, there is one being in this world who can do the impossible. Okay, who is that person? And how we are supposed to find this person in this world? Aditya at this point had stopped thinking and had shut his mind down. He let Watson do everything. Watson, before replying, looked at the 7 slaves standing behind. You all can go out and rest at the training ground. The slaves nodded and without making any noise left the room. Master, actually that master lives in this city. सचमुच? कहाँ? आदित्य उत्साहित हो गया। वह कहाँ रहती है, ये बताने से पहले मैं आपको उसके बारे में बता दूं। वह व्यक्ति कीमियागिरी में बहुत प्रतिभाशाली है। 12 साल की उम्र में वह व्यक्ति कीमियागिरी के ग्रैंड मास्टर को भी हराने में कामयाब रहा। उस व्यक्ति की कीमियागिरी की प्रतिभा इस पूरी दुनिया में बेजोड़ कही जाती है। 15 साल की उम्र में वह एक किंवदंती बन गई। उसका नाम इस ग्रह के हर महाद्वीप पर दूर दूर तक फैल गया। आदित्य के चेहरे पर उत्साह का भाव गायब हो गया क्योंकि उसके शब्दों से उसे पहले से ही पता था कि यह व्यक्ति कौन है। अचानक दरवाज़ा खुला और जूलिया कमरे में दाखिल हुई। उसका चेहरा हमेशा की तरह बिल्कुल अलग था। उस व्यक्ति को कीमिया की देवी के रूप में जाना जाता है और उसका नाम है अंडस्को। अधिक अध्यायों के लिए वोट करें। ड्रैगन मोनार्क सिस्टम 6C6 01:37 ट्रूविड। अचानक दरवाज़ा खुला और जूलिया कमरे में दाखिल हुई। उसका चेहरा हमेशा की तरह बिल्कुल अलग था। उस व्यक्ति को कीमिया की देवी के रूप में जाना जाता है और उसका नाम जूलिया ऑनॉड है। मौन। एक पल के लिए न तो आदित्य और न ही वॉटसन कुछ बोले। आदित्य अपनी आंखों के सामने खड़ी उस आकृति को देखता रहा। उसके सामने खड़ी उस महिला का वर्णन हजारों तरह से किया जा सकता था। उसे देखकर आदित्य यह नहीं बता सकता था कि उसका दिल कितना स्तब्ध था। आदित्य के सामने खड़ी महिला ने अभी भी नौकरानी की वर्दी पहनी हुई थी, जो उसने नौकरानी का भेष धारण करते समय पहनी थी। अब जब वह अपना चेहरा छिपाने के लिए मेकअप का इस्तेमाल नहीं कर रही थी, तो आदित्य आखिरकार डाइंग आइल महाद्वीप की सबसे खूबसूरत महिला का चेहरा देख पाया। वह वही महिला थी जो उसकी पत्नी थी। उसके लंबे बैंगनी बाल थे जो उसकी कमर तक पहुंचते थे। उसके बाल हमेशा 2 गंदे निचले पिगटेल में बंधे होते थे और उसकी चमकदार बैंगनी आंखों और आकर्षक चेहरे के ठीक ऊपर एक चौकोर फ्रिंज लटकता था। चमकती बैंगनी आंखें आदित्य की प्रतिक्रिया को एक मनोरंजक मुस्कान के साथ देखती थीं जो उसकी सुंदरता को और बढ़ा देती थी। वह अपनी पतली काया के बावजूद आकर्षक ढंग से खड़ी है। उसके बारे में कुछ दिलचस्प है। शायद ये उसका स्वयं है या शायद ये बस उसकी संगति है। उन चमकदार बैंगनी आंखों को देखकर युवा ड्रैगन खुद को उसके आकर्षण का विरोध करने में असमर्थ पाया। उसकी सुंदरता युद्धों को जन्म देने के लिए पर्याप्त है। जब उसने अपनी नज़र उस पर डाली तो उसकी पिछली दुनिया की सभी मॉडल और अभिनेत्रियां औसत महसूस करने लगीं। उसका फिगर घंटे के आकार का था। ऐसा लगता है कि उसकी नौकरानी की वर्दी उसके कर्व्स को छिपा नहीं पाई। 5 फीट 6 इंच की ऊंचाई पर खड़ी जूलिया की खूबसूरती खुद को देवी की उपाधि देने के लिए काफ़ी थी। अपने 2 जन्मों में आदित्य को कभी भी अपनी पत्नी जितनी खूबसूरत महिला नहीं मिली। इस पल आदित्य को भी एहसास हुआ कि वह कितना भाग्यशाली है। उसे समझ में आ गया कि दुनिया भर के लाखों पुरुष उससे ईर्ष्या क्यों करते हैं। पूरे 5 मिनट तक आदित्य ने अपनी आंखें नहीं झपकाईं। जितना ज्यादा वह जूलिया को देखता, उतना ही ज्यादा उसे देखता रहना चाहता। उसकी आंखों में कोई वासना नहीं थी। हालांकि नर ड्रैगन्स को सक्कुबस जाति के बाद दूसरी सबसे ज्यादा वासना के लिए जाना जाता है। क्या तुमने देखना बंद कर दिया है? जूलिया ने चिढ़कर पूछा। हालांकि जूलिया ऊपर से गुस्से में लग रही थी, लेकिन अंदर से वह बहुत खुश थी। ज्यादातर समय जूलिया अपना चेहरा छिपा लेती थी क्योंकि उसे अपने शरीर पर दूसरे पुरुषों की कामुक निगाहें पसंद नहीं थी। उसे जो बात खुश करती थी वही ये थी कि आदित्य उसे वासना से नहीं देखता था। उसकी आंखों में सिर्फ गर्मजोशी और प्रशंसा थी। Julia has finally decided to reveal her identity. After the conversation she had with Aditya, she was convinced that her man had changed. Julia wanted to give Aditya a chance. Before Aditya's life was all about alcohol, but now that he had changed, she wanted to support him for a better future. Also this morning, she had a small talk with her loyal butler Watson. The current Aditya needs her help more than anything. If her little contribution can help Aditya in becoming a great man, she wouldn't mind doing it. I apologize. Aditya looked away while trying to lower his heartbeat. I am ashamed to know that Miss Vinod has been working as my maid for 2 years now and I couldn't recognize her. Aditya wondered what the people of the continent of Dying Isle would do when they learns that their goddess has been working as a maid for someone low-level alcohol addict. There is no need for you to address me this formally. You can call me Julia. Unlike what Aditya thought, even though Julia had revealed her identity, she still remained the same Julia that he knew. There was no change in her personality, which greatly relieved Aditya, as he also didn't want to deal with some arrogant princess. Julia, do you have a way of curing their crippled mana hearts? If Julia really can cure their crippled mana hearts, then in the shortest time Aditya would have the power to build an army of second-order warriors. When a cultivator's mana heart is crippled, that person loses their ability to harness mana from the atmosphere. For internal type cultivators, this would mean the end of their cultivation career. But for body type cultivators, since their mere focus was getting their bodies stronger like a weapon, even if the mana heart is crippled, they don't lose all of their strengths. That's why the slaves that Watson bought still had the strength of first-order warriors. If Julia can cure their crippled mana hearts, Aditya can just buy all the body cultivators with crippled mana hearts from the slave merchant and add them to his army. He won't even have to worry about the slaves betraying him, since the slave's contract will prevent the slaves from betraying him. I know the method of curing a crippled heart, but the material is the real issue. What materials do you need? I am more than willing to invest all of our reserved money to buy the materials. Aditya won't hesitate to use all the gold coins that he earned as tax today. Having 7 second-order warriors could greatly increase the strength of his kingdom. Even the 2 nobles who are under him only have 4 second-order warriors. The weakest of the second-order warrior can easily kill 100 peak first-order warriors. The difference between having first-order warriors and second-order warriors is like comparing a lion with a dragon. Master, the materials that I will need are the heart of Wyvern, phoenix ash, and poisonberry flower. Since getting the heart of Wyvern will be super expensive, I can replace it with a master's drop of blood. Since dragons are superior to wyverns, the phoenix ash has a hidden property that can heal injured organs. What about poisonberry flower? Aditya thought poisonberry was used to make poison. The blood of a dragon has a lot of vitality. Even a single drop of blood contains lots of energy. I need that energy to restart the mana heart. While the phoenix ash, when mixed with the blood of dragon, the hidden healing property will be activated, which will heal the crippled mana heart. But the process is over. Julia looked at Watson, who also looked astonished. When a cultivator's heart is crippled, their body starts accumulating lots of impurities. These impurities will block the mana pathways. When the poisonberry flower is used in a proper ratio, it will give us a substance that can clean all the impurities. Well, Watson, what are you waiting for? Take the money we earned today and buy all the materials. Young master, poisonberry flowers are not cheap and each flower can cost up to 15 royal gold coins. Also, it might take a few days to get all the needed materials. No problem, we can wait a few days. It's not like Aditya was going to attack the nobles tomorrow. He had other things to be taken care of. Watson was about to leave, but then Aditya stopped him. Before you leave, make sure to buy at least 100 slaves that we can train to become our soldiers. Now that Aditya had 7x body cultivators, there was so much he could with them. Those 7 could use their experience to train the new young soldiers. After Watson left, Aditya and Julia walked together. Master, why do you need slaves to become your soldiers? You could always recruit new soldiers. Please stop calling me master. You can just call me by my name. Aditya felt uncomfortable knowing that his wife was calling him master. Even though Aditya still hasn't developed any feelings for the woman walking beside him, she was still his wife in name. Aditya wanted to give her the respect that she deserved. As for your question, the salary of an average soldier is 1 gold. We are already paying 100 gold coins to our 100 soldiers. In our current financial situation, I don't want to invest in recruiting soldiers when I can just buy slaves and train them to become soldiers. Aditya already hasn't paid the salaries of his remaining 100 soldiers for 5 months now. By recruiting more soldiers, more money will be required. But if the salaries that he is going to pay to his new recruits are used in resources for raising the power of slaves, Aditya will receive more benefits. Also, once their situation gets better, Aditya is planning on giving even the slaves a small sum of salary each month. But master, I mean Aditya, it might affect your reputation if people learn that you're using slaves as soldiers. Every king cared about their image more than anything, so they never used slaves to become soldiers. Julia, I don't care about my reputation. It's not like I had any good reputation. I don't understand why the other kings don't use this cheap method. Aditya already had a negative image because of being an alcohol addict. He wasn't the type of person who cared about his reputation or image. What mattered more than anything was the power. In this world, power was everything. Well, if you're in need of money, then I have something for you. Aditya raised his eyebrow and looked at Julia. As long as you buy me the needed materials, I can make 1-star healing potions that can completely heal any first-order cultivator. The healing potion that I am talking about is much cheaper than the ones available on the market. The ingredients needed to make the potion will cost only 50 silver coins per potion. Julia had no knowledge about the market or economy, but whenever she needed money in the past, she always used her alchemy skills. Julia, are you really sure? Aditya tried his best to not show his emotions on his face. Well, the kingdom does need funds to rebuild everything. If you are okay with it, then I can tell Watson to buy the materials. Julia wasn't sure if Aditya was going to agree with her suggestion. There was still a hint of hesitation in her voice. Julia, I thank you enough. Suddenly the goddess of alchemy widened her eyes when Aditya bowed his head. There is no need for you to bow your head, Julia quickly replied. So, how are we going to divide the profits? How about 5 or 5 zeros? Aditya asked after calming himself. I don't need the profits as long as you promise me something. Julia with a tone of hesitation. As long as it's within my powers, I will promise anything. I was planning on building my laboratory in the castle. I want you to help me with the funds that I will need to do my alchemy research. Julia was known as the goddess of alchemy. Back when she was living with her parents, Julia always had the needed materials for her research. But after coming to Azure City, due to the lack of funds, she was unable to continue with her alchemy studies. Seeing Aditya thinking so deeply, Julia felt that she had asked too much. If you want, we can postpone. No, I was thinking where we should build your lab. Aditya replied while thinking. The previous Aditya has never explored the castle. We can build the laboratory next to the library. There is an abandoned building next to the library. Aditya never knew if his castle had any library. योजक चिन्ह, योजक चिन्ह। उसके बाद दोनों भावी पति पत्नी ने चर्चा की कि हीलिंग पोशन का उत्पादन कैसे किया जाएगा। आदित्य उत्पादन विधि किसी के साथ साझा नहीं करना चाहता था, इसलिए हीलिंग पोशन का उत्पादन अभी के लिए जूलिया की प्रयोगशाला में होने वाला था। जूलिया ने आदित्य से कुछ महिला दासियां खरीदने के लिए भी कहा था जो उत्पादन में उसकी मदद कर सकें। प्रशिक्षण मैदान में दृश्य परिवर्तन। ट्रेनिंग ग्राउंड जो कभी सैनिकों की ट्रेनिंग से भरा रहता था, अब खाली था। ट्रेनिंग ग्राउंड के बीच में वॉटसन द्वारा पहले खरीदे गए 7 गुलाम अपने स्वामी के सामने खड़े थे। नमस्ते, मेरा नाम आदित्य है। ड्रैगन मोनार्क सिस्टम 7C7 01:34 ट्रोविड। इस्तारिन राजवंश डाइंगाइल महाद्वीप के सबसे छोटे राज्यों में से एक था, जो नक्शे के निचले हिस्से में समुद्र के पास स्थित था। कहा जाता है कि इस्तारिन राजवंश की स्थापना तब हुई जब सभी स्थानीय मछुआरे एक ही शासन के तहत एक साथ आए। जब आदित्य को शाही परिवार से बाहर निकाल दिया गया, तो इस्तारिन राजवंश के राजा अहमद ने आदित्य को गोद लेने का फैसला किया ताकि जब बूढ़ा अहमद मर जाए तो युवा ड्रैगन राजवंश को संभाल सके। बूढ़ा अहमद 9 साल पहले हुए एक हत्यारे हमले में अपनी पत्नी और बेटे को खो चुका था। उसके बाद अपनी पत्नी से बेहद प्यार करने वाले अहमद ने कभी किसी से शादी नहीं की और बुढ़ापे में ही मर गया। इस्तारिन राजवंश बहुत छोटा था, जिसका क्षेत्रफल केवल 23 वर्ग किलोमीटर था। डाइंग आइल महाद्वीप के सबसे छोटे राज्यों में से एक होने के बावजूद इस्तारिन राजवंश इस भूमि में पाए जाने वाले प्राकृतिक खनिजों की वजह से फलने फूलने और समृद्ध होने में कामयाब रहा। 3 साल पहले अहमद की मृत्यु होने तक राज्य की अर्थव्यवस्था बहुत स्थिर थी। जब आदित्य राजा बना तो उसकी लापरवाही और शराब के प्रति उसकी आसक्ति ने इस्तारिन साम्राज्य के 2 रईसों को ताकतवर बनने का मौका दिया। किसी राजा के नियंत्रण में न होने के कारण 3 साल में दोनों रईसों ने पूरे इस्तारिन साम्राज्य को दिनदहाड़े लूट लिया। इससे राज्य की अर्थव्यवस्था गिर गई। यहाँ तक कि राजधानी, जो राज्य का सबसे समृद्ध शहर माना जाता था, वह भी गिर गई। लोगों और कुलीनों को राजा से परेशानी नहीं थी, जो शराब का आदी था। नतीजतन इस्तारिन राजवंश में अपराध दर बढ़ने लगी। एक समय जो राजवंश बहुत समृद्ध था, अब पतन के कगार पर था। इससे अन्य 2 राज्य, जिनके साथ इस्तारिन राजवंश की सीमा लगती है, बहुत खुश हुए। इस्तारिन राजवंश महाद्वीप के पूर्वी छोर पर स्थित था। इस राजवंश की सीमाएं उत्तर में नेपोका साम्राज्य के साथ और उत्तर पश्चिम में जुलुक्स राजवंश के साथ साझा थी। दक्षिण में राजवंश की सीमा सिल्वर मीडो ग्रोव के जंगल से मिलती थी। महाद्वीप के किनारे पर स्थित होने के कारण राजवंश के पास कुछ ऐसा था जो अधिकांश राज्यों के पास नहीं था, और वह था समुद्र तक पहुंच। मैंने 3 राज्यों का एक मोटा नक्शा बनाया है। अगर आपको समझ में नहीं आता है तो आप इसे देख सकते हैं। The Istaran dynasty was in the most strategic location to build a port and start international trading. Unfortunately, the previous king Ahmed never thought of building any port as he was afraid. Because the Nepaka kingdom located in the north also had its eyes set on the Istaran dynasty for that very reason. Building a port on the western edge of the continent would make international trade easier and less time-consuming. The huge chunk of coins that one can earn just from building this port was enough to start wars. During King Ahmed's time, it was predicted that the natural resources in the land of Istaran would soon exhaust, meaning that the future generation would have to find a new source of earnings. However, King Ahmed never took the steps forward in building the port, as it could potentially start a war with the kingdom of Nepaka. However, Aditya was very different from King Ahmed. Being a man who has worked for the Prime Minister, Aditya's ambition has no bounds. There was no way he would drop the plan of building the port city just because another kingdom had its eyes on them. In this world, the territories of small kingdoms and dynasties kept changing. There was no peace. Even in the present moment, there were 2 small kingdoms located on the dying isle that were having a war. Whenever there is a war, neighboring lands would receive the most benefits. Sometimes the captured warriors would be crippled and sold off as slaves, meaning that whenever a war started, the number of slaves in the markets also increased. If Aditya wanted to build a strong kingdom, then he would eventually have to start his plan of building the port city, meaning the clash with the Nepaka kingdom was something that will happen in the upcoming months. Before the young dragon could shift his focus on launching his plan, he would have to clean the pest from his kingdom. Aditya has been thinking of dealing with the nobles for a while now. Fortunately, luck was on his side, as he had someone who could let him use the slaves with crippled mana hearts. Sir, my name is Scott Young. As you can see, I am a dark elf. In front of Aditya, the 22-year-old young man who was the same height as Aditya. Being a dark elf, Scott's skin was darker than others. But this did not mean that Scott was ugly. In fact, Scott was a handsome young man with short spiky dark hair and brown pupil. Scott was an excellent bow user. I am Tyler Ryan. Tyler was a man with a muscular built body. He was 6 feet tall. Tyler was about 39 years old. The scars on his hands and the long scar on his cheek were proof of how experienced he was in fighting. Before becoming a slave, Tyler had fought multiple wars. It was only when he faced a third-order body cultivator that his mana heart was crippled and he was sold off as a slave. Unlike Scott, Tyler was a great sword user. Nathan, like a real ninja, covered his nose and mouth with a mask. Only his eyes and the upper part of the cheeks can be seen. Nathan had dark red hair that covered his left eye and red pupil. Nathan used to be an assassin before he was captured by his target which he was about to kill. After his mana heart was crippled, he became a slave. Unlike Tyler, Nathan is a dagger user and his class was assassin. I am Josh Dawson. Josh was a man from a lion tribe. In this world, various races live together. One of those races was the lion tribe. The lion tribe had the body of a human with the face of a lion. Their entire bodies were covered in thick fur. Any beast race man and woman was far stronger and muscular than humans. Even though Josh had lost his cultivation, being a beast man he still had enough raw power to tear even a second-order human. After dragons, lions had the rawest strength. Just like any other beast man, Josh was 7 feet tall and had a muscular built body. Josh had red hair and used a giant hammer as his weapon. I am Amber Lawrence. Please do thank Miss Julia for giving me this beautiful kimono. Amber here was also a beastman from the fox race. Unlike Josh, Amber's body was 5 feet 6 inches tall. She had long yellow hair, fox ears, and 9 fluffy tails. The color of her tails was the same as her yellow hair. Fox race women are known to have the second most charm after the succubus race. Just like any other fox race woman, Amber had a seductive body that she tried to hide by wearing red kimono that further enhanced her beauty. It was like nothing can escape her yellow pupils. It was a shame that Amber's face was ruining long scars that resulted in no one wanting to buy her. I am Eleanor Reed. Eleanor was human. Eleanor had long black hair that covered her eyes. She looked a little shy. Just like Nathan, Eleanor also used to work as assassin. I am Henry Ward. Henry was another human that Watson bought. Henry was a commander of a small dynasty. But in the war, his forces were killed and he was captured. The enemy tortured him for days before selling him off as a slave. Henry held a normal sword. Unlike others, the coldness and hatred in his eyes were more clear. Just looking at him, one could tell that he was thirsty for blood. The 7 of them specialize in something unique, maybe except for Eleanor. I don't what is her specialty. Whatever I ask her later. Among the 7 slaves, it seems Julia has taken a liking to Amber. Since 7 of them specialize in something unique, I can divide the newly recruited troops into 7 divisions and let 7 of them train the new troops of their division. Aditya had decided to appoint the 7 of them as the future head of 7 divisions. Each division will be unique and will specialize in one thing. In the future, the 7 slaves would go on to become world-famous generals that no empire wants to face. एक साधारण परिचय के बाद, आदित्य ने उनसे अपनी शक्ति और क्षमताएं दिखाने को कहा। यह 1 घंटे तक चलता रहा, फिर आदित्य एक संतुष्ट मुस्कान के साथ वहां से चला गया। आदित्य वॉटसन से बहुत प्रभावित हुआ। प्रत्येक व्यक्ति ने अपने अंदर छिपी क्षमता को दिखाया था। योजक चिन्ह, योजक चिन्ह। शाम के अंत में आदित्य को अंततः कुछ खाली समय मिला। आंकड़े, अंडरस्कोर नाम, आदित्य बेनेथ, अंडरस्कोर जाति, ड्रैगन, अंडरस्कोर ब्लड लाइन, इन्फर्नो ब्लेज ड्रैगन ब्लड लाइन, अंडरस्कोर वर्तमान वर्ग, युद्ध नर्तक, अंडरस्कोर वर्तमान कक्षा स्तर 05, अंडरस्कोर सहज कौशल, त्वरित सीखना और अनुकूलन, उग्रज्वाला, हथियार महारत, अंडरस्कोर निष्क्रिय कौशल, विस्फोट तरंग, पिघला हुआ बोल्ट, मौन मन, अंडरस्कोर शक्ति 70-75, अंडरस्कोर गति 70-75, अंडरस्कोर सहन शक्ति -70-75, अंडरस्कोर स्वास्थ्य 70-75, अंडरस्कोर मन 70-75, अंडरस्कोर निःशुल्क आंकड़े 10. ऐसा लगता है कि निम्न स्तर के प्राणियों को मारने से मुझे कोई अनुभव अंक नहीं मिलेगा। अगर मैं अपना स्तर बढ़ाना चाहता हूं तो मुझे बड़ी मछलियों का शिकार करना होगा। इस्तारिन राजवंश के राजा के रूप में, मैं अपने जनरलों से पीछे नहीं रह सकता। मुझे और मजबूत बनना होगा। फिलहाल, आदित्य ने भविष्य के लिए 10 निःशुल्क आंकड़े अंक बचाने का फैसला किया है। मेरे त्वरित सीखने और अनुकूलन कौशल का उपयोग न करना बेकार होगा। अब जबकि आदित्य के पास अस्थायी रूप से कुछ खाली समय था, उसने पुस्तकालय में जाकर कुछ शोध करने का फैसला किया। दिन का दूसरा अध्याय। अधिक अध्यायों के लिए वोट करें। विस्मयादिबोधक चिन्ह, ड्रैगन मोनार्क सिस्टम, 8C8, 01:33। ट्रूविद, हफ, 29 सितंबर। ये कैसे हुआ? असंख्य शत्रुओं की लाशों पर खड़े आदित्य ने अपने से 20 मीटर दूर खड़े लोगों की ओर देखा। इस समय आदित्य ऐसे स्थान पर खड़ा था, जहां असंख्य लाशें पड़ी थीं। पूरा युद्ध क्षेत्र खून से लथपथ था। असंख्य अस्त्र शस्त्र, झंडे और कवच शत्रुओं की लाशों के साथ जमीन पर पड़े थे। मैंने शुरू से ही इसके लिए कड़ी लड़ाई लड़ी, तो फिर हालात ऐसे क्यों हो गए? उसकी आवाज में हताशा, घबराहट, दर्द, गुस्सा और पछतावे के भाव उसके दुश्मनों को भी सुनाई दे रहे थे। इस समय आदित्य युद्ध के मैदान के बीच में खड़ा था और उसके सामने अनगिनत सैनिकों की लाशें खून से लाल हो गई थीं। स्वर्ग भी मृतकों के प्रति सहानुभूति महसूस कर रहा था क्योंकि आसमान भी थोड़ा लाल हो गया था। सूरज ढलने के साथ ही आदित्य को लगा कि उसकी सारी उम्मीदें भी राख में बदल गई हैं। हफ हफ, ये युद्ध 1 महीने पहले शुरू हुआ था। इसने वह सब कुछ छीन लिया जो मैंने कमाया था। सिस्टम के साथ भी मैं उन लोगों को सुरक्षित रखने में विफल रहा जिन्हें मैं प्यार करता हूँ। क्या मेरी जिंदगी इसी तरह खत्म होने वाली है? वर्तमान आदित्य ने कवच पहना हुआ था जो आधा नष्ट हो चुका था और उस पर दरारें पड़ गई थी। उसका दाहिना हाथ गायब था और उसके दाहिने कंधे से लगातार खून बह रहा था। उसके शरीर पर अनगिनत छोटे छोटे घाव और कट थे। आदित्य का एक ड्रैगन पंख भी गायब था। वह केवल अपनी मजबूत ड्रैगन जीवन शक्ति के कारण जीवित था। हाँ, लगता है तुमने ड्रैगन किंग को खो दिया है। ठहाकेदार हंसी सुनकर भले ही आदित्य इतना थक गया था कि उसका शरीर हिलना बंद हो गया था, लेकिन उस आदमी की बातें सुनकर उसका खून खौल उठा। आदित्य ने अपने दांत इतने जोर से भींचे कि उनमें से खून बहने लगा। इस समय वो केवल यही चाहता था कि उस व्यक्ति को मार डाला जाए जो उसके साथ हुई हर घटना के लिए जिम्मेदार था। मैंने तुम्हारे तथाकथित 7 जनरलों को मार डाला है। आदित्य ने स्कॉट, टायलर, नाथन, जोश, एम्बर, एलिनोर और हेनरी के शवों को देखा। उनके मृत चेहरों को देखकर आदित्य की सांसें तेज हो गईं क्योंकि उसके चेहरे पर गुस्सा साफ दिखाई दे रहा था। और तो और, मैंने तुम्हारे वफादार बटलर वॉटसन को भी बहुत ही स्टाइलिश तरीके से मार डाला है। आदित्य ने फिर एक निश्चित दिशा में देखा, जहां उसे वॉटसन की लाश दिखाई दी। उसने जो काला सूट पहना हुआ था और सफेद शर्ट पूरी तरह से खून से लथपथ थी। वॉटसन की कुछ उंगलियां कटी हुई थीं, जिससे फिर से साबित हो गया कि इन लोगों ने वॉटसन को मरने से पहले प्रताड़ित किया था। Now all that is left is to kill you, dear wife. Aditya's entire body trembled as he desperately tried to move. The army of more than 100,000 stood behind that man with long dark red hair. The red star-shaped flag of the enemy was fluttering in the wind. Aditya's very heart trembled seeing the girl who once had disguised herself as his maid, the girl whom he eventually came to love being held by the enemy. The person who was holding Julia was a young man whose age was around 25. That 5 feet short man held Julia by her neck. The lust in his eyes couldn't be hidden. Your Majesty, before I kill this woman, with all the help I gave you, I would like to know how the most beautiful woman on this continent tastes. Aditya, listen to me. You have to live, Julia shouted as tears rolled down her eyes. Seeing the very last thing that kept Aditya sane all the time was being captured, Aditya at that moment felt he had lost all of his motivation to live. Thanks to the Black Heart, I managed to build army warriors who are capable of killing a third-order cultivator despite being a second-order. I have to thank you, Amos. If you had not found the way of making the Black Heart, the Dragon King already would have defeated us. The man with long dark red hair said the last part while looking at Aditya. So it's only fair if I let you have this woman in exchange for the gift you gave me. Bang! Suddenly out of nowhere, a huge explosion took place. Before Aditya could figure out what was happening, he suddenly opened his eyes. Huff, huff. Aditya immediately stood up from his bed and started heavily breathing. His heart was anything but calm at this moment. The images of what he saw in his dream started flashing before his eyes. Huff, huff, huff. What was that? Aditya touched his cheek only to feel something wet. When he took out the mirror, he noticed that his right eye was bleeding. Blood was rolling down from his right eye like tears. That dream, Aditya noticed that his arms were trembling. What he was in his dream was so frightening and real. Everything felt so real. Aditya quickly washed his face with the water that he bought in his room for drinking. Not caring about the water falling on his bed, Aditya repeated the process multiple times while trying to calm himself. Everything happened on the 29th of September, but Aditya quickly got up from his bed and checked today's date on the calendar. But today is July 6th. Does that mean I saw the future? No. How is this even possible? Only certain individuals with special class can see a glimpse of the future by sacrificing hundreds of years of their lifespan. I neither have any class that can let me see the future nor do I know the method of seeing the future. But everything felt so real. I could even feel the physical pain of losing my right arm. Calming his head, Aditya sat on the floor not caring about his royal image at all. Judging from the red star-shaped flag, it was the army of the Zulux dynasty. But why would the Zulux dynasty attack the Istaran dynasty? For generations, both kingdoms had great friendships. Remembering the death of Watson and his 7 future generals, and most importantly how his very wife was captured, Aditya felt like destroying everything in his sight in anger. His anger had reached the point where his eyes had become red and smoke had started coming off his body. I clearly remember each of those bastards' faces. I swear to the heavens, before the 29th of September, I will kill each of them with my own hands. After 10 minutes, Aditya finally managed to calm himself to the point where he was able to think about the whole situation without letting his anger take over him. The Zulux dynasty is bigger than the Nepaka kingdom. With the military strength that this dynasty has, I don't think even the Nepaka kingdom can win against them. And from the corpses that were lying all over the battlefield, it was clear that before the Zulux dynasty's troops came, the future me fought against the Nepaka kingdom. I somehow managed to survive the fight and kill all the troops, but that also cost me my right arm. Aditya does remember seeing the Nepaka king standing beside the Zulux dynasty. From the way things look like, both Zulux dynasty and the Nepaka kingdom had allied. But I thought both kingdoms were enemies. Both kingdoms' troops often clashed. Aditya again closed his eyes and remembered the face of that short bastard who held Julia by her neck. Just thinking about that bastard, Aditya felt like going berserk. I have to find this bastard named Amos before he finds the Black Heart or whatever thing that made the Nepaka and Zulux kingdom's troops much stronger than before. From the words that Amos bastard said, it was clear that everything started with him. So it shouldn't be wrong to assume that at some point in the future, Amos will eventually meet me and Julia. After he finds the Black Heart, he will go to the Zulux kingdom for revenge. Now that Aditya knew what started all this, he finally was able to calm his heart. He was relieved to know that he had some hopes of changing the future. I will have to ask Julia about this Black Heart thing. From the way the king of the Zulux dynasty spoke, it was clear that the Black Heart was going to play a huge role in this upcoming war. Yojak Chin. Scene change _ 4.00 in the morning. Wearing an old dirty cloak that covered his entire body and face, Aditya walked out of his room and walked onto the training ground to leave the castle. Who is there? At the training ground, under the full moonlight, Aditya found a person whom he never expected to see here. Amber, what are you doing at the training ground in the middle of the night? Aditya noticed Amber was holding a sword in her hands. She was breathing heavily. Seeing her dirty clothes and disheveled figure, it was clear that she was training in the middle of the night. Your Highness, I apologize for not recognizing you. Amber quickly bowed her head and greeted Aditya. However, Aditya wasn't in the mood for such things. He had more important things to do now. Since I got the chance, I took some time to practice my old skills. It's been a while since I last used them. Aditya nodded. You continue with what you were doing. But I suggest you take a few hours rest. Because from today onward, all 7 of them are going to train the other slaves. Before dinner, Watson had bought 700 slaves in the castle. It was all thanks to Watson and Scott helping the slaves settle down, otherwise, things would have been a huge headache for Aditya. Since the castle was not big enough to accommodate all 700 slaves, Aditya had no choice but to let some man sleep under the moonlight. Since it was summer, the cold wind blew during the night times, and none of the slaves had any problem sleeping outside. I understand. Amber was very grateful in her heart. She was grateful and happy about the fact that she managed to leave that hell and come to this place, which was no different than a paradise to her. When Amber was still a slave, she and others were caged in an underground place where they wouldn't see the sunlight for weeks or even months. Amber and others got meals every day, but the slaves who were commoners, not cultivators, were treated much more harshly. Those slaves were forced to starve for days. Unaware of the thoughts in Amber's heart, Aditya decided to not waste any more time. Amber, please inform Watson that I am going out. If nothing happens, Then I should be back before afternoon. Without waiting even for a single second, Aditya vanished. He used his full speed and moved out of the castle at late night. The Azure city was not that big. The city was a little bigger than an average town. The population of the city, that was also the capital of the Isteran dynasty, was somewhere between 50,000 to 70,000. The capital experiences an increase in population during the harvest seasons, while during the winter, since the economy of the kingdom was falling rapidly, causing the prices of everything to rise exponentially, most people goes to spend their winter in villages where they won't have to worry about food. There were huge 12 meters big walls surrounding the city. The city fortress was built by the previous King Ahmad's grandfather. For 100 years no kingdom has attacked the Isteran dynasty. The previous kings never had any need of renovating the city walls. As a result, the city walls were in pretty bad condition, with large cracks and moss growing on them. Since there were only 100 soldiers who constantly patrolled the two entrances of Azure city, many criminals easily managed to sneak inside the city. And without anyone stopping them, during the night times, most of the illegal activities took place. बार यही होना चाहिए। चूंकि पिछला आदित्य शराब का आदी था, इसलिए ऐसा कोई तरीका नहीं है जिससे उसे अपनी राजधानी में मौजूद बार के बारे में पता न हो। दरअसल, आदित्य ज्यादातर समय शराब पीने के लिए इसी बार में आता था। अपराधियों ने इस राज्य के राजा पर ध्यान देना बंद कर दिया जब उन्हें पता चला कि उनका राजा शराब का आदी है। कुछ अपराधी तो अवैध पैसे से आदित्य के लिए शराब की बोतलें खरीदने तक चले गए। पिछले मैंने अनगिनत अवैध काम होते देखे, लेकिन कभी आगे बढ़ने की जहमत नहीं उठाई। इसने मेरी छवि को और खराब कर दिया। लेकिन आज मैं इस बार का इस्तेमाल एक अलग उद्देश्य के लिए करने जा रहा हूँ। हुड ने आदित्य के चेहरे को ढक लिया। इस समय लाल होटलों, वेश्याओं के केंद्रों और बार के अलावा बाकी सब बंद था। डिंग! बार का दरवाजा खोलते ही आदित्य ने देखा कि बार का माहौल अन्य दिनों की तुलना में थोड़ा अलग लग रहा था। कई लोगों ने अपने ड्रिंक्स का आनंद लेने से पहले एक पल के लिए आदित्य की तरफ देखा। चूंकि यह बार वह जगह थी जहां सबसे ज्यादा अवैध गतिविधियां होती थीं, इसलिए लोगों को अपने चेहरे को बड़े बड़े हुडों से ढांककर चलते देखना कोई आश्चर्य की बात नहीं थी। आदित्य सीधे बारटेंडर के सामने जाकर बैठ गया। नमस्ते सर, आज मैं आपके लिए क्या ला सकता हूँ? बारटेंडर आदित्य को पहचान नहीं पाया क्योंकि वह पहली बार भेष बदलकर यहाँ आया था। बिना कुछ कहे आदित्य ने एक शाही सोने का सिक्का मेज पर रख दिया और उसे बारटेंडर को दे दिया। बारटेंडर, जो बूढ़ा आदमी था, लालच में अपनी आंखें चौड़ी कर रहा था। उसका हाथ हवा से भी तेज चला और उसने मेज से शाही सोने का सिक्का उठा लिया। मुझे आश्चर्य है कि आज मिस्टर क्या पीना चाहेंगे? बारटेंडर ने तौलिए से गिलास साफ करते हुए पूछा। उसने ऐसा व्यवहार किया जैसे उसने कभी पैसे लिए ही न हो या देखे ही न हो। मैं अमोस को बुलाना चाहता हूँ, कृपया। योजक चिन्ह 2300 जोड़ अध्याय। अधिक अध्यायों के लिए वोट करें। ड्रैगन मोनार्क सिस्टम 9C9 01:46 ट्रूविद मूव मी। बारटेंडर, जो बूढ़ा आदमी था, लालच में अपनी आंखें चौड़ी कर रहा था। उसका हाथ हवा से भी तेज चला और उसने मेज से शाही सोने का सिक्का उठा लिया। मुझे आश्चर्य है कि आज मिस्टर क्या पीना चाहेंगे? बारटेंडर ने तौलिए से गिलास साफ करते हुए पूछा। उसने ऐसा व्यवहार किया जैसे उसने कभी पैसे लिए ही न हो या देखे ही न हो। मैं अमोस को बुलाना चाहता हूँ, कृपया। ये शब्द सुनकर बारटेंडर की आंखें चौड़ी हो गईं, लेकिन पिछली बार से अलग इस बार उसकी आंखों में एक सदमा था। सर, मुझे डर है कि हम यहाँ अमोस को ड्रिंक नहीं देते। मैं माफी चाहता हूँ, आदित्य ने मन ही मन कहा। बेशक, ये बूढ़ा आदमी सब कुछ जानता था। इस जगह पर सब कुछ पैसे पर चलता था। हर चीज का मूल्य था। बिना कुछ कहे आदित्य ने 5 शाही सोने के सिक्के टेबल पर रख दिए। पिछली बार की तरह अंत में भी बारटेंडर ने अपना हाथ बहुत तेजी से हिलाया जिससे सिक्के गायब हो गए। एक पल के लिए आदित्य को वाकई शक हुआ कि कहीं यह बारटेंडर कोई गुप्त चोर तो नहीं है। चूंकि मिस्टर इतने उदार हैं, इसलिए यह बूढ़ा आदमी आपकी मांग जरूर पूरी करेगा। बारटेंडर ने एक खास तरह का ड्रिंक बनाना शुरू किया। इतनी बार शराब का आदी कहे जाने के बाद आदित्य ने खुद से कसम खा ली है कि वह फिर कभी शराब नहीं पिएगा। लेकिन इस जानकारी के लिए उसे कम से कम एक घूंट तो पीना ही पड़ेगा। पेय बनाने के बाद बारटेंडर ने गिलास में हल्का नीला तरल पदार्थ और गिलास के नीचे कागज का एक छोटा सा मुड़ा हुआ टुकड़ा दिया। आदित्य ने कागज का मुड़ा हुआ टुकड़ा जेब में रख लिया और फिर ड्रिंक का एक घूंट लिया। दूसरों की नज़र में आदित्य ने गिलास से शराब पी ली है, लेकिन असल में तरल अभी भी उसके मुंह में था। इस तरह की गतिविधियां बहुत जोखिम भरी होती हैं। कई बार ऐसा होता है कि बारटेंडर लोगों को बेहोश करने के लिए ड्रिंक में अजीबोगरीब चीज़ें मिला देता है। मुझे आपका ड्रिंक बहुत पसंद आया। मैं निश्चित रूप से फिर से आपके पास आऊँगा। यह आदित्य का बारटेंडर को ये बताने का तरीका था कि वह फिर से आने वाला है, लेकिन अगली बार वह कोई भेष नहीं बदलने वाला था। आदित्य जल्दी से बार से बाहर चला गया। जैसे ही वह वापस जाने लगा, उसने देखा कि कई लोग उसका पीछा कर रहे थे। जैसा कि मैंने उम्मीद की थी, इस बारटेंडर ने मुझे धोखा दिया। सौभाग्य से मैंने वह ड्रिंक कभी नहीं पी। उद्धरण चिन्ह। अपने पीछे चल रहे लोगों के समूह को देखकर आदित्य उन्हें यही मार डालना चाहता था। बहुत बुरा हुआ, तुम कुत्तों को मारने से योजना खराब हो जाएगी। मैं वादा करता हूं कि मैं तुम्हें फिर से देखने आऊंगा। इन लोगों को मारने से बारटेंडर सतर्क हो जाएगा। हो सकता है कि वह बूढ़ा बदमाश भाग भी जाए। There is no way I am letting that bastard leave, especially when I gave 6 precious royal gold coins. Just remembering the 6 royal gold coins, Aditya's heart ached in pain. It was not easy to earn money, but it was always super easy to spend the money. Aditya purposely walked into a dark alley. When those men following him also reached the alley, Aditya already had vanished. Swoosh! Without anyone noticing, Aditya jumped from one roof to another roof and continued moving to the other side of the city. Aditya was moving so fast that even the first order cultivators couldn't see him moving. Also, his black cloak helped him further blend into the darkness. Today Aditya confirmed something. After awakening his bloodline and when he chose his class, his current stats were above first order body cultivators. First order cultivators have a total of 250 Jod stats points, while Aditya's total stats points were 375 Jod. This is why he was able to take on all the mercenaries without much effort. By using his skills and free stats point, Aditya is confident that he can even go against a mid-second order cultivator and survive. As Aditya was on the western side of the city, while he was about to pass by some old wooden houses, he suddenly heard a scream that stopped his movement. My lord, please forgive this lowly person. I swear to pay back all the money that I took from you. Just give me a few more days. Please don't burn our house. Curiously, Aditya decided to take a look. There was a fat man who was kneeling in front of a group of thugs. The man who was kneeling in front of them was about 38 years old. Under the moonlight, Aditya could see that the thugs had beaten the man, causing bruises to appear all over his face. Why does this whole scene feels like it is taken from a cliché novel? Aditya decided to observe everything for a little longer. Give your time. We gave you money 1 year ago. You still haven't paid the interest, not to mention the actual amount is also unpaid. Our business runs on interest. We didn't open this business to give charity to people like you. The fat man's entire body trembled hearing one of the thug's words. It was true too, he had no choice but to make money to feed his family. The man thought he would be able to pay off all the money, but little did he know that he had fallen into a trap. It was only after 5 months he learned that these people charge a very high amount of interest. But sir, when I took the money your people told us that the interest would be only 10%. But now you're charging 60% interest, and that is. Please, sir, I think we have some misunderstanding. Bang! One of the thugs kicked the fat man's stomach. You dare to talk back with us? Who do you think you're? That's it. We're not going to waste any time here. Burn his entire family with their house. The man tried to get up but failed. The pain in his body was not allowing him to get up and stop the thugs. At this moment he felt extremely powerless. Despair was written all over Alex's face. His family was tied inside the house. There was nothing he could do to save his precious family. I never knew thugs have started doing business. Hearing the sudden voice, every thug became alert. Everyone looked in a certain direction, only to see a man whose face was covered in a hood standing on the roof. Who are you? Tsk. Classic cliché line. Can't your people ask something else? Whatever, I should end this. Before any thug could understand what was happening, a red bolt of lightning shot out from Aditya's body. The molten lightning split into 10 small lightning and hit each thug who was standing in front of Aditya. Ah, weaklings. I shouldn't have expected any experience points from these people. Aditya then removed the hood that was covering his face as he landed in front of the man named Alex. "Hey man, how are you doing?" Aditya asked while pulling Alex to stand up. "Not so good, but thank you for saving me and my family." The man bowed his head to Aditya. "No worries. So can you tell me who these thugs were?" Aditya wasn't saving this man and his family only out of pure kindness. What he wanted was the leader of these thugs. A great man once said, "Plundering is the easiest way of getting rich." Aditya was exactly following that man's words. The quickest way of getting rich would be by targeting the criminals of this city. In this way, Aditya can kill two birds with one stone. This method will lower the crime rate and also give a boost to his treasury. This was the Wild Crew group. Wild Crew? Are they pirates or what? What kind of idiotic name is that? Alex weirdly looked at Aditya. This was one of the biggest gangs in this city that they were talking about. Even if this person had the strength to kill them, he shouldn't take them lightly. "Sir, I think you shouldn't take the Wild Crew lightly. I heard their number as well over 200. Their leader is a man with terrifying strength. Rumor has it that the Wild Crew leader is a mid-second order body cultivator." "I see. By the way, my name is Aditya. What is your name?" "My name is Alex. I don't have any family name. In this world, only the rich and the nobles are allowed to have family names. While the commoners most don't care about having family names. While the rich and noble families want to preserve their family name for generations, the commoners don't have the same thought as the nobles." "Alex, do you know where I can find this Wild Crew gang?" Aditya's eyes flashed in killing intent. After that nightmare, Aditya has been wanting to vent his anger on someone. "I do know where the Wild Crew gang operates their business." "Good. By the way, I can't help but notice you seem to be knowledgeable about calculations." Earlier Aditya heard Alex talk about interest. It sounds like Alex knew a lot about mathematics. "Yes, father used to be a merchant. He taught me everything that I know about finance." Alex replied with an awkward look. Before Aditya, no one had ever asked Alex about his financial knowledge. "Great. I need men like you, Alex. Tell me, Alex, do you want to work for me? I promise you and your family won't have to worry about food and shelter. I will give you a monthly 5 gold coin salary as well." Aditya looked very excited for some reason. Watson was a butler, not a financial expert. It was all thanks to the 100 years of knowledge that Watson was able to help Aditya with the financial work. As their financial condition continues to improve, the workload on Watson's shoulders will also increase. Watson also had other works to do. Aditya can't just pull Watson to sit with him and work the whole day long. So sooner or later, Aditya will need an assistant. Alex was perfect for this job. As long as Aditya trains him for a few weeks, Alex should grasp the basics and would be able to work without Aditya's guidance. "Sir, can I know what kind of job you are offering me?" Alex asked. "You will know later. For now, take this scale with you and give it to a person named Watson." Alex looked at the shiny red scale that was the size of a fingernail. The scale was very durable and seems to shine even in the dark. This scale was Aditya's dragon scale. Since Aditya had recently awakened his dragon bloodline, he still can't transform into a dragon. As long as Aditya manages to reach second order, he should be able to transform into a dragon. Unlike humans who grow weaker with age, dragons, vampires, and fox people, elves only keep growing stronger with their age. Even if Aditya stops cultivating, his cultivation will continue to increase with his age. But the process will be too slow for Aditya. It might take him 100 years to reach second order. That's why most dragons prefer to cultivate instead of relying on their age. Although Aditya still can't transform into a dragon, he noticed that as his strength keeps increasing, he can grow scales on his dragon body. This crimson red scale that he gave to Alex is his signature to Watson knows. "Take your family with you, and head to the castle." Saying that, Aditya left as he had to deal with certain stupid pirates who were staying on his land. "Head to the castle. The only castle that I can think of is that King's Cast. Does that mean?" Alex's entire body trembled in excitement. The excitement was so great that he no longer felt any pain in his body. Alex quickly ran into his house to free his wives and children and let them know about this amazing news. योजक चिन्ह, योजक चिन्ह. Who the fuck are you? A man whose right eye had a long scar and was holding a cigar in his hand asked the cloaked figure who just entered his house. चलो बस इतना ही कहो, मैं नरक ज्वाला हूँ. ये कहते हुए आदित्य विले क्रू के नेता की ओर दौड़ा. योजक चिन्ह. अधिक अध्यायों के लिए वोट करें. मैं अपलोड करता रहूंगा. आप पावर स्टोन्स के साथ मेरा समर्थन करते रहें. ड्रैगन मोनार्क सिस्टम 10C10 01:40 ट्रूविद. तुम कौन हो? एक आदमी जिसकी दाहिनी आंख पर एक लंबा निशान था और जो अपने हाथ में सिगार पकड़े हुए था, ने उस लबादाधारी व्यक्ति से पूछा जो अभी अभी उसके घर में दाखिल हुआ था. चलो बस इतना ही कहो, मैं नरक ज्वाला हूँ. ये कहते हुए आदित्य विले क्रू के नेता की ओर दौड़ा. टकराना. आखिर तुम क्या चाहते हो? तुम मुझ पर हमला क्यों कर रहे हो? दुष्ट क्रू गिरोह के नेता ने आदित्य के हमले से खुद को बचाते हुए पूछा. बॉडी कल्टीवेटर होने के कारण इस आदमी के आंकड़े आदित्य से ज्यादा थे, लेकिन आदित्य के पास मारक क्षमता में बढ़त थी. मैं ब्याज चुकाने आया हूँ, आदित्य ने व्यंग्यात्मक लहजे में जवाब दिया और एक बार फिर आमिर नाम के आदमी पर हमला किया. झनकार. ब्याज चुकाना है? मुझे याद नहीं कि मैंने तुम्हें ब्याज चुकाया है. ये कहते हुए आमिर ने आदित्य को पीछे धकेल दिया और फिर 10 मीटर दूर चला गया. आमिर नाम का ये व्यक्ति 5 फीट 5 इंच लंबा था. उसका शरीर दुबला पतला और मांसल था. उसकी दाहिनी आंख पर निशान उसे डरावना दिखा रहा था. आमिर के लंबे काले बाल थे जिन्हें उसने एक बन में बांधा था. उसने एक काला किमोनो पहना हुआ था जिसकी पीठ पर समुद्री डाकू का प्रतीक बना हुआ था. आमिर यहाँ एक मध्य द्वितीय क्रम का शारीरिक साधक था. सामान्य साधकों के विपरीत उसकी साधना उसके शरीर को मजबूत बनाने पर केंद्रित थी. खैर, मुझे नहीं पता कि किस कमीने ने तुम्हें यहाँ भेजा है. मैं तुम्हें जीने नहीं दूंगा. योजक चिन्ह, योजक चिन्ह, योजक चिन्ह. दृश्य परिवर्तन _ सड़कों पर इस दुष्ट गिरोह के अधिकांश सदस्य नशे में थे और नशे में थे. क्या तुमने सुना कि उस शराबी ने आज क्या किया? बेशक मैंने ऐसा किया. मैं यहाँ था जब नोर्ला परिवार के मुखिया को सार्वजनिक रूप से फांसी दी जा रही थी. उस कमीने राजा की बदौलत आज हमें अपने मुनाफे से टैक्स चुकाने के लिए मजबूर होना पड़ा. मैं कसम खाता हूं कि एक दिन मैं उस राजा को अपने हाथों से मार डालूंगा. बेवकूफ, तुम सिर्फ एक प्रथम श्रेणी के साधक हो. मैंने जो सुना है उसके अनुसार राजा के पास एक दाहिना हाथ है जो एक शिखर प्रथम श्रेणी के साधक को भी आसानी से मार सकता है. सिर्फ हमारा शक्तिशाली नेता ही इस राजा के शासन को खत्म कर सकता है. हाँ, अगर चीजें इसी तरह चलती रही तो हम कोई पैसा नहीं कमा पाएंगे. जब गिरोह के सदस्य आपस में बात कर रहे थे तो उन्होंने अचानक एक तेज आवाज सुनी. बूम. सभी ने अपनी बाईं ओर देखा तो दो आकृतियां एक दूसरे से लड़ रही थीं. आदित्य ने अपनी तलवार आमिर की गर्दन पर तानते हुए आगे बढ़ा, लेकिन अंतिम क्षण में समुद्री लुटेरों के नेता ने युवा ड्रैगन के पेट पर एक लात मारकर उसे उड़ा दिया. आदित्य को 5 मीटर पीछे धकेल दिया गया. उस लात ने मेरी पसलियां लगभग तोड़ दी. मुझे सावधान रहना होगा. पेट में दर्द को अनदेखा करते हुए आदित्य ने जल्दी से अपना एक हुनर इस्तेमाल किया. पिघला हुआ बोल्ट. अमीर की दिशा में बिजली की एक गहरी लाल चमक भेजी गई. Being a middle second order body cultivator, Amir quickly bent his back and narrowly dodged the molten wall by only a few inches. When the wall passed by his chest, Amir in a small second was able to feel the terrifying temperature of the attack. Aditya knew that Amir could dodge his attack. He wasn't foolish enough to think that his attack would hit a middle second order. The young dragon quickly charged at Amir as soon as he fired the molten bolt. System, add all of my free stats to my agility. Just after dodging the molten bolt, Amir's eyes landed on Aditya. That attack was so powerful. I can't let his attack hit me. Otherwise, I will be doomed. As Amir prepared to engage Aditya in close range, he widened his eyes in shock. What the clang? When Aditya was only 3 meters away, his speed suddenly increased. As Amir noticed the tip of the sword that was about to touch his chest while gritting his teeth, Amir somehow managed to use his dagger to block the attack. Clang! I thought this would be enough to end your life. Aditya looked at the small cut on Amir's chest. Fiery blaze. The next second Amir was greeted with a huge wave of red flame coming from his right side. Without thinking anything, just relying on his instinct, Amir quickly moved to the left side. But just when Amir moved to his left, he noticed a sly smile on Aditya's face. Something is wrong. Before he could understand what was going on, just when Amir took a fourth step towards the left, his left leg was on fire. All the criminals and thugs in the western part of the city heard the loud and painful scream of Amir. Amir quickly looked down. A horrified look appeared on Amir's face, seeing the lave right under his left foot. Molten bolt. Without wasting any time, Aditya put his both palms together. A powerful red-orange bolt of lightning shot towards Amir and hit his chest. Bang! Amir was sent flying more than 15 meters away. He directly crushed the city walls, as the walls beneath him cracked. Cough. Looking at the figure who was standing 20 meters away as red flame danced around his body, Amir at the moment of his death had only one question in his mind. How? After a few seconds, the pirate leader's eyes turned lifeless. His entire body was still stuck on the city wall. The molten vault had burned his chest, shoulders, and his thighs. Ding! The host has leveled up. The host stats have been increased by 1 point. The host has received 2 free points. Ding! The host has leveled up. The host stats have been increased by 1 point. The host has received 2 free points. Ding! The host has leveled up. The host stats have been increased by 1 point. The host has received 2 free points. Ding! The host has leveled up. The host stats have been increased by 1 point. The host has received 2 free points. Ding! The host has leveled up. I wouldn't have won the fight if I had not used my eruption wave. The eruption wave allows me to control lava at a certain range. I already had created this trap when we landed on the ground. All I had to do was lure Amir into the correct position. So I used the fiery blaze to launch a fake wave of fire to move Amir towards the trap. Just when his feet touched the lava, I knew I had found my opportunity. Instant learning and adaptation is a terrifying skill. Just when the battle started, Aditya's mind has been working on finding perfect counters against his opponent. Both Adityas had never killed any human or any animal. But thanks to the silence mind, Aditya's mind remained calm in this situation. Now that I have taken care of the root, it's time to clean the rest and plunder everything. The next second, Aditya vanished from his place. What happened next could be said in a few words: pure slaughter. At late night, when the people of Azure City were sleeping peacefully, the western part of the city, where most of the gangs were located, heard the screams of the Wild Crew gang. Aditya went on a complete rampage against the 200 members of the Wild Gang. That night, Aditya had dyed his sword and his black cloak with the blood of Wild Crew gang members. The slaughter ended within 5 minutes. But that 5 minutes was one of the most frightening times in Azure City. Other small gangs who were allies of the Wild Crew tried to stop Aditya. The Blaze Dragon of course wasn't going to let those people leave. After killing the 200 Jor members of the Wild Crew, he went to kill the nearby small gangs. By the time Aditya stopped, the whole western part of the Azure City was in chaos. Flames were burning the hideouts of the gangs, the roads were dyed in red blood, and corpses were lying on the streets. When the slaughter finally ended, Aditya had massacred more than 600 Jor criminals within 30 minutes. The people who saw Aditya that night were traumatized. Those unfortunate people witnessed how brutally Aditya killed his victims. At some point, when Aditya's killing count reached 500 Jor, the criminals nearby the area were running for their lives. However, other than ordinary people, no other criminal who saw Aditya was left alive. Since most of the criminals were only first-order body cultivators, no one was able to challenge Aditya. After dealing with the gangs, Aditya took all of their spoils back to the castle. After doing all that, Aditya, without making any noise, left the Azure City as he had something important to do. Yojak Chinh, Yojak Chinh, Yojak Chinh. Scene change. A long time ago, when the Isteran dynasty was founded, 3 powerhouses came together to form Isteran dynasty. The first king of the Isteran dynasty gave the other 2 powerhouses 2 cities near the borders of the Zulix dynasty in the Nepaka kingdom. Both cities also acted as fortress to defend the Isteran dynasty from both neighboring kingdoms. Located in the northeast part of the Isteran dynasty, the Eastgard noble house governed Zarqa city. For generations, the Eastgard noble house has been governing and also guarding Zarqa city against intruders. While in the western part of the Isteran dynasty, located near the borders, the Salas noble house defended the Vrane city. Both rulers of the Zarqa and Vrane cities were dissatisfied and were angry about the fact that King Ahmed chose a person who can't even awaken his bloodline as their next king. Both noble houses were very unhappy with the decision. Due to Aditya's years of negligence towards the Isteran dynasty, both noble houses began to operate on their own. Both noble houses stopped paying taxes. Instead, both noble houses invested heavily in the military, increasing their number of troops. The Eastgard noble house who ruled the Zarqa city went as far as to cut off all the connections with the Isteran king. The Eastgard noble house began to act independently on an unofficial note. Ryan Eastgard, who was the ruler of the Zarqa city and the head of the Eastgard noble house, decided to take things to the next step. Unlike his ancestors who swore to serve the king of the Isteran dynasty, Ryan was an ambitious man who wanted to conquer and expand his territories. He wanted to become the emperor. In a large hall that has been decorated with gold and red carpet, sitting on a luxurious chair, the Zarqa city ruler Ryan listened to the reports. "Sire, I got some serious news from the Azure city." The commander of Eastgard noble house, Zain, kneeled in front of Ryan, who now called himself the king of the Zarqa city. "What news?" Zain gritted his teeth and replied while lowering his head. "Today, under King Aditya's order, one of the biggest merchant families in the Azure city was publicly executed for not paying taxes. Not only that, King Aditya also sent a warning message to other merchants in the city to pay the taxes." Ryan was a middle-aged man with long white silver hair that reached down his waist. He always carried a sword on his waist. Despite looking like 30 years old, Ryan was actually 60 years old. Being a handsome man, Ryan had multiple wives and concubines. At this moment, the handsome ruler of the Zarqa city didn't look too pleased. "Zain, didn't I tell you to not call that bastard this formally? He doesn't deserve to be the king." "I apologize, Your Majesty." Zain tried his best to not show his anger. Zain was a commoner from a small village located near the Azure King city. Zain became a soldier with the intention of serving this dynasty. Zain wanted to protect his village, so he came to Zarqa city. Being a talented man, Zain quickly rose in the ranks. Eventually, he became the commander just after 4 years of his service. जब तक उसे सच्चाई का पता नहीं चल जाता, तब तक सब कुछ उसके लिए बढ़िया चल रहा था। रयान अपने क्षेत्र का विस्तार करना चाहता था, इसलिए उसने सिल्वर मीडो ग्रोव जंगल की ओर अपने क्षेत्र का विस्तार करना शुरू कर दिया। हालांकि, ऐसा करने की प्रक्रिया में, रयान के क्रूर आदेशों ने ज़ेन को कई निर्दोष लोगों की जान लेने के लिए मजबूर कर दिया। इतना ही नहीं, रयान कुछ महीनों में राजा आदित्य को धोखा देने की भी योजना बना रहा था। "ठीक है, तुम जा सकते हो।" रयान खड़ा हुआ और अपना सिर झुकाने के बाद, भले ही वह ऐसा नहीं करना चाहता था, ज़ेन हवेली से बाहर चला गया। हवेली छोड़ने के बाद, ज़ेन ने किसी व्यक्ति को बिना किसी को बताए एक संदेश लिखा। योजक चिन्ह। अधिक अध्यायों के लिए वोट करें।